Chapter 51. When they arrived at Eaton's gates, Zhou Xian and Mu Qiqi got out of their respective cars and walked side by side towards the gates. The designer had trained Zhou Xian on how to walk properly, and though it was only for a short time, Zhou Xian remembered the essentials. In short, she had to walk with her head held high, and posture was very important. It was the most direct expression of a woman's dignity. Mu Qiqi looked around to observe the attention of the students, and found that they were staring at Zhou Xian from time to time. There was no mockery in their eyes but amazement. Even the principal, who was passing by, noticed Zhou Xian and Mu Qiqi's footsteps when he saw them walking past him. "Are you all right?" Zhou Xian quickly asked Mu Qiqi when there was no one around. Mu Qiqi smiled and gave her a thumbs up. Zhou Xian held Mu Qiqi's shoulder and they arrived at the gates of the classroom. Most of the students and their parents were already there, including Mu Tongxue and her mother, who had wanted to wake up early to watch Mu Qiqi make a fool of herself. Who knew? Mama Mu was shocked when Zhou Xian entered the classroom wearing a black coat and holding a diamond-studded handbag. She could not believe her eyes. Zhou Xian was younger than most of the parents present, and a few years younger than Mama Mu herself. She was certainly more eye-catching than Mama Mu with her meticulous dressing and outstanding presence. "Shui, is that your aunt?" Mu Tongxue nodded and turned to her mother. "Yes, Mommy." "I can't believe it." Mama Mu's chest was overflowing with indignation. Mu Qiqi deliberately observed the mother and daughter's expressions and sneered. Sometimes she could not help but wonder if she was born from her aunt, and had nothing to do with the mother and daughter. Xianxia quickly approached Mu Qiqi when she saw her at her seat. "Your aunt is so beautiful. What are you afraid of?" "That's because you haven't seen how shameless some people are. I'm afraid that my aunt will be bullied." Mu Qiqi answered Xianxia quietly. "Don't be afraid. Mommy and I are on your side." Hence, while everyone was waiting for their parents, Mama Mu quickly went to Zhou Xian and told her, "Look, my sister looks extraordinary after dressing up." Even so, Zhou Xian simply ignored Mama Mu. She simply held Mu Qiqi's shoulder and chatted happily with both of them. Utterly embarrassed, Mama Mu could only return to Mu Tongxue's side. That was when the other parents around them couldn't help laughing. After all, Zhou Xian never even looked at Mama Mu. It was Xianxia's mother who asked, "The bag in your hand?" Mama Mu sneered at the side. After all, Zhou Xian was a fat man who had been beaten up. He was only putting on a show. Perhaps he had even borrowed the bag or bought a fake one. How would he know the origin of such an expensive bag? Even a noblewoman like her who had been married to a rich family for many years would not be able to recognize those famous brands. However, Mama Mu did not expect that. Zhou Xian smiled at him and then said, "That's right. The Queen of England once mentioned something similar. There are only two in the world. One is in the Queen's house and the other is in my hands." "Oh my God, it's beautiful." Zhou Xian lifted the bag and told Xianxia's mother, "Do you want to take a look? Is it really convenient?" Xianxia's mother was flattered. "Of course," Zhou Xian said as she handed her purse to him. Xianxia carefully took it and flipped through it. Then Mama Mu said, "Why not? It's all fake." "Fake? To tell the truth, my sister wouldn't be able to afford such a bag with her status," Mama Mu interrupted. "How could a woman who lives in the slums, and who has to deal with bedbugs afford such an expensive handbag? Don't forget where you come from before you talk about me." Zhou Xian retorted softly. "Are you going to tell everyone that you come from the slums too?" Mama Mu's face reddened at once. "If you could marry into a rich family, why can't I?" Zhou Xian asked in return. "Or do you feel uncomfortable because I'm younger and prettier than you?" Mama Mu's face turned from crimson to red. "Well, which rich man did you marry, Aunt Xipe? We could visit him some other day." Mu Tongxue quickly helped her mother out of the predicament. "There's no need for that since we don't know each other that well. But a few months ago, wasn't my uncle still a hooligan who owed money everywhere and never returned it?" "What? Do I have to ask for your opinion before I remarry?" Zhou Xian asked in return. "I thought that the Mu family wouldn't be so arrogant after not seeing each other for so long. I didn't expect that you're still pushing me so hard. Is that how your family has been taught?" The other parents watched as the two exchanged blows as if they were watching a show. Of course, the others could tell that Mama Mu had been causing trouble for Zhou Xian. She was simply mocking Xianxia's background, Xianxian's mother, however, had the same temperament as Xianxian and could not bear to see someone she liked being bullied. She quickly said, "Since Madame Mu says that this is a fake bag, please tell me if you recognize it." Mama Mu was left speechless at that. Although Mama Mu had married into a rich family for many years, Papa Mu had always been strict with her. She was only responsible for taking care of her husband and children at home, and had no time to study such things. What she recognized were merely the branded ones she often used. "It seems that you don't know, Madame Mu. But how do you know that it's a fake bag?" "Zipei knows that I'm usually too concerned about my children to pay attention to such things. Then why would you mock someone else for a fake bag?" Xianxian's mother challenged Mama Mu. Mama Mu stuttered, unable to answer. That was when Zipei smiled and stopped arguing with Mama Mu. In that very moment, Mama Mu wanted to dig a hole and hide in it, because it was too embarrassing. Mu Tongxue felt as if she had lost all face. Meanwhile, Mu Qiqi looked around for Papa Mu. Mu Tongxue had said that her parents would be there. But where was Papa Mu? It was weird that Papa Mu would attend such an event for Mu Tongxue. But Mu Qiqi knew it very well. As for Mu Tongxue, she should have understood what it meant to be oppressed by force, right? Today's event was one such example. Mu Qiqi loved her aunt too much. Because of that, Zipei was completely calm in such an occasion, and her aura did not lose out to the others. It did not matter if she lost face or not, but she loved seeing her aunt dazzling like that. Xiao was really amazing. He could actually turn something rotten into something magical. Chapter 52. Soon the teacher entered the classroom. After exchanging greetings with the parents, other than communicating with them on how to guide their children in choosing a major and how to ease their children's nervousness, he also said something very important, and that was the guaranteed admission. The teacher's gaze was clearly on Mu Qiqi when she mentioned the words guaranteed admission. Her current results, as well as the important mathematics competition awards that she had won, were enough for her to qualify as a guaranteed student. "Qiqi, it seems that the teacher has decided to recommend you," Qian whispered into her ear. "I can't tell." Mu Qiqi replied. "Can't you tell? With your results, it's only a matter of time before you're guaranteed a spot. No matter what, it won't be your mediocre sister's turn." When Qian said this, she deliberately raised her voice so that the mother and daughter could hear her. Mu Tongxue turned to look at Qian. There was an indescribable emotion in her eyes, but Qian stuck her tongue out at her. "I'm going to piss you off if you can't get the guaranteed admission." That was the other reason Zipei could hold her head high in Eton. Mu Qiqi's excellent results were obvious to all. She had been suppressed before, but now she was shining like a shining gold in Eton. On the other hand, Mu Tongxue, who had so many advantages before, could only produce mediocre results in Eton. That left Mama Mu unable to lift her head. On the other hand, Mu Tongxue was definitely inferior to Mu Qiqi in every aspect. "Mommy, I'm sorry." Mu Tongxue apologized to Mama Mu insincerely. "It's my fault, I've embarrassed you. We'll talk about that later." Mama Mu had suffered enough today. Zipei alone had already upset her, and now there was Mu Qiqi as well. It was clearly the same upbringing, but when Mu Qiqi was in the Mu family, she could be said to have done all sorts of evil deeds. But after leaving the Mu family, she actually became so outstanding. Wasn't this a harsh slap to her face? "Yes, Mommy." Mu Tongxue knew that she was at a disadvantage today, so she did not want to say anything else. Soon, the whole class was discussing about the guaranteed admission and how beautiful Mu Qiqi's aunt was, completely disregarding the Mu family's mother and daughter. Mama Mu could not stand such contempt, and could only find an excuse to leave the parent-teacher conference before it was over. Qian snorted when she saw Mu Tongxue sprawled on the desk all alone. White Lotus Mu deserves it. At that, Mu Tongxue resented her mother for abandoning her in such an occasion. Mu Qiqi didn't say anything. She just held Zipei's right hand tightly. The relationship between them was self-evident. They were even closer than mother and daughter. After the parent-teacher conference, Mu Qiqi and Zipei were invited to the school office. Because he wanted to discuss the recommendation with Mu Qiqi. "Qiqi, based on your current results, you will definitely be able to get into Xingting University. However, you might not be able to choose your faculty. Are you willing to go?" Xingting University. Mu Qiqi was stunned when she heard the name of the school. Although Su Zipei's eyes were full of anticipation, Mu Qiqi still shook her head. Teacher, I want to take the exam myself. I want to choose my own faculty. The teacher was puzzled. Are you sure? If you miss the recommendation, it might not be that safe for you to take the exam yourself. Teacher, I just want to achieve my goal through my own hard work. Mu Qiqi answered firmly. If you don't like Xingting University, where do you want to go? It's not that I don't like Xingting University. I just want to prove myself. Mu Qiqi corrected herself. I'm letting you down. Actually, I expected it. Since you have made up your mind, I won't force you. Good luck, Qiqi. Mu Qiqi nodded. When Xianxia spent the whole night looking for the faculty for her, she had already decided to try her best to get into that faculty. So Mu Qiqi did not want the recommendation. When they left the teacher's office, Su Zipei asked Mu Qiqi pitifully, "What if I make a mistake? Aunt Zipei, can you trust me? Moreover, this is my own life. I will try my best to plan it well." All right. Su Zipei nodded. No one noticed that Mu Tongxue was pretending to knock on the door but was actually eavesdropping on them. Unexpectedly, Mu Qiqi was so confident that she wanted to get into Xingting University by herself. Did she think it was that easy? No matter what, she must get the recommendation. Not only because she wanted to get into the best university, but also because it belonged to Mu Qiqi. No matter what, Mu Qiqi and Su Zipei were in the limelight in this parent-teacher conference. Mu Tongxue was even mocked by others. Qian sighed when she thought of Mu Tongxue being alone in the parent-teacher conference. I have never seen a mother like this. She threw her daughter here as a shield when she lost face. How could she do that? You are lucky that you left the Mu family. No wonder Mu Tongxue is a psychopath. No one in the Mu family is normal. She has no sense of responsibility at all. She has been like this ever since she married into the Mu family. Her husband is strict and she has no opinions of her own. Mu Qiqi answered Xian. She can sacrifice her daughter for her own benefit. Well, Mu Tongxue isn't having a good time in the Mu family either. Of course. Mu Qiqi thought that Mu Tongxue had to bear all the negative emotions of the family after she left the Mu family. Did Mu Tongxue think that she could become the darling of the family? Mu Qiqi understood everything, and the first thing she did after school in the evening was to text Xiao, telling him everything that happened in the parent-teacher conference today. I've never been so excited. I feel like I'm floating when I see you shining so brightly, Aunt Zipei. Knowing the little one's pride, Xianxia smiled devilishly. Remember to repay me. I'll repay you then. Then Mu Qiqi told Xianxia about her rejection of the recommendation. I think I'm a little silly, but I still want to rely on myself. You have the ability. Xianxia replied simply. Xiao, I want to see you now. I feel happier than I have ever been. Mu Qiqi typed as she got out of the car. It was only then that she noticed that Xing Zhao's car was parked outside the little mansion. Chapter 53. Xiao. Brother Xiao. At the moment, Xing Zhao was sitting in the living room, flipping through the television as he pleased. Wash your hands. It's almost time for dinner. Su Zipei came out of the kitchen and told Mu Qiqi, who had lunged at her, before turning to enter the kitchen. Mu Qiqi walked up to Xing Zhao, seizing the opportunity to hold his right hand. But she let go a second later, afraid that Su Zipei would notice. I'm going to change. Xing Zhao gestured for her to hurry with his chin, his eyes unconsciously showing a hint of indulgence. Soon Mu Qiqi changed and went downstairs. Su Zipei had already prepared the cutlery and Xing Zhao sat down at the dining table. Thank you so much, young Master Xing. If it wasn't for you, our Mu Qiqi would have been bullied. Su Zipei thanked Xing Zhao even as she took a seat. Look at you. You spend money and work hard. We really don't know how to repay you. It's fine. Mu Qiqi can pay me back in the future. Xing Zhao replied nonchalantly. On the surface, it sounded as if he was waiting for Mu Qiqi to grow up and work. Still, only Mu Qiqi and Xing Zhao knew the meaning behind his words. That was why Mu Qiqi blushed. To hide her blush, she had to bury her head in her bowl and pretend to be hungry. This child eats slowly. Xing Zhao tilted his head and looked at Mu Qiqi. He smiled and continued eating. After a while, Mu Qiqi finished eating and quickly said to the two of them, I'm done eating. I'll go upstairs to study. Young Master Xing, please don't forgive her. You've spoiled her rotten. It's good that she's spoiled. Xianxia said with a hidden meaning. I've told you before that I hope she can do whatever she wants in Jianchuan. That's not right. You're going to get married and have children and you can't stay by her side forever. You've done enough for us, young Master Xing. I have nothing else to ask for, and I'm willing to work like a horse for you in the next life. Xianxia did not reply. In fact, the answer in his mind was that he did not want to work like a horse in the next life. That was too far away. All he wanted was Mu Qiqi and nothing else. Soon Xianxia finished his meal and left. Because it was still early, he went back to Huangyao to settle his own business first. At around 9 o'clock he returned to the small villa. Mu Qiqi quietly left the house after receiving Xiao's message. After Mu Qiqi got into his car, Xiao drove her away from the small mansion. This time the two of them did not go to an amusement park or a small forest. Instead they went to the highest peak of Jianchuan to watch the night view. She could only sit in the car because it was too cold, but she was very excited to be able to overlook all of Jianchuan. Xiao did not say a word. He simply carried Mu Qiqi and placed her on his thighs. Mu Qiqi sat on him and wrapped her arms around his neck. At that thought, Su Zipei quickly took out the diary pages from the bedside table and read through them. But she did not find anything out of the ordinary after that. Although Mu Qiqi mentioned a boy from time to time, it was just as Mu Qiqi had told Su Zipei. It was all boys in school. Still, who was Mu Qiqi meeting when she sneaked out just now? Xiao had just appeared in the afternoon, which was why it could not be him. Could Mu Qiqi really have a sugar daddy? That was impossible. Su Zipei knew that she would not be able to get anything out of Mu Qiqi, which was why she pretended that it never happened. Meanwhile, Mu Qiqi was calm the next day. Xiao had told her that she must not feel guilty even if something was exposed, or it would be the same as admitting it. Morning, Aunt Zipei. Mu Qiqi appeared no different from any other day when she came out of her bedroom. Chapter 54. On the other hand, both Mu Tongxue and Mama Mu were keeping quiet after their embarrassment at the parent-teacher conference yesterday. None of them had the courage to tell Papa Mu, since Mu Tongxue's results were not presentable, and Mama Mu was humiliated at the conference. When Papa Mu asked, Mu Tongxue told him about the recommendation. After all, the teacher did not announce who the student was, and she overheard Mu Qiqi refusing the recommendation when she was outside the teacher's office. That was why Mu Tongxue hinted that Papa Mu could help her fight for the spot. Even if her grades were not the best, she had won many awards. If the teacher was not biased, it would not be too difficult for her to get the recommendation. Of course, Papa Mu had to communicate with the school first. Papa Mu nodded as he sipped his coffee. I promised to go with you to the parent-teacher conference yesterday, but I broke my promise because of work. To compensate my obedient daughter, I'll definitely help you with the recommendation. It's an honor for the Mu family. Papa Mu promised Mu Tongxue himself. He even called his secretary and asked him to make sure that Mu Tongxue got the recommendation. Mu Tongxue was secretly delighted. Thanks, Dad. In fact, everyone believed that Mu Qiqi would be the one to be recommended. If Mu Tongxue was the one who got it, she would feel that she was stealing something that belonged to Mu Qiqi. No one would know that Mu Qiqi refused the recommendation herself. After all, Mu Qiqi would be scolded for being virtuous. On the other hand, after Mu Qiqi left the house, Su Zipei quietly entered Mu Qiqi's room. She rummaged through the place where girls hid their secrets, but did not find anything suspicious. However, she saw that the sapphire hair ornament and the Christmas gloves were left on the desk. He did not pick them up. Of course, she did not have any impression of those things. Could those be the gifts from that man? Su Zipei did not move and left Mu Qiqi's room so that she would not notice. But Mu Qiqi knew very well that if Su Zipei really saw her coming home last night, she would definitely go to her room to check on her. However, Mu Qiqi chose not to react because Xianxia had already prepared a countermeasure for her. However, she might not be able to sneak out at night to meet Xiao for the next few days. In the school, the topic of guaranteed entry was still being discussed. There were many people who were eager for those places, but Mu Qiqi had already rejected them herself. Papa Mu's secretary had visited Eton 3 times, hoping that the school would fairly evaluate Mu Tongxue's recommendation. Although the teacher did not like Mu Tongxue, she still checked her personal information impartially. Indeed, she was recommended by Xingting University. The Mu family only hoped that Eton would not be biased against Mu Tongxue because of Mu Qiqi, since the academy had stopped her from entering Eton before. Papa Mu's secretary used that as an excuse to ask the school to reconsider. In the end, the school relented. Either way, the recommendation still depended on the National Education Department's review, which was why recommending Mu Tongxue now was not a big deal. The teacher recommended Mu Tongxue reluctantly, but at the same time she had greater hopes for Mu Qiqi. She hoped that Mu Qiqi would do well. As such, the teacher gave Mu Qiqi a heads up, and Mu Tongxue was already on the list of recommended spots. Mu Qiqi was uncomfortable, but she was the one who rejected it and she had no right to be upset. Moreover, Su Zipei noticed her going out last night, which left Mu Qiqi depressed. She did not know if she could see Xiao that night. In the evening, Mu Qiqi returned home from school, but did not see Old Lin's car when she stepped out of the school gates. Mu Qiqi was about to call Old Lin when she saw Xing Xiao's call. Same place. Waiting for you. Xing Xiao was referring to the same place where he had camped Mu Tongxue. Mu Qiqi promptly ran there and got into Xing Xiao's car when no one was looking. Xiao, where's Uncle Lin? I've talked to your aunt. I'm taking you out for dinner tonight. Xing Xiao told Mu Qiqi. Mu Qiqi was delighted to see Xing Xiao. She thought she would not be able to sneak out at night to meet Xiao anymore. Moreover, when Xing Xiao mentioned that he was taking Mu Qiqi out at the small mansion, Su Zipei had specifically asked him if he knew about Mu Qiqi's sapphire hair accessory. Xing Xiao explained, it's the one she wore to the birthday party on her 18th birthday. Su Zipei thought about it and realized that it was true. Then I've misunderstood. Su Zipei murmured. Young Master Xing, did you notice that Mu Qiqi was in contact with someone other than you? No. With that, Xing Xiao drove away from the small mansion and headed towards Eton. And Su Zipei did notice it. Even so, Su Zipei did not suspect that it was Xing Xiao. In fact, she hoped that Xing Xiao would bring Mu Qiqi around more often, because that would prevent her from meeting random people. Where are we going for dinner? Mu Qiqi appeared excited. Did you know? I thought I wouldn't be able to meet you tonight. Xing Xiao brought Mu Qiqi to their usual spot, the revolving restaurant in the amusement park. In the VIP room, Mu Qiqi promptly sat beside Xing Xiao. Xiao, give me a hug. Xing Xiao reached out and placed her on his thighs. Mu Qiqi promptly wrapped her arms around his neck and refused to let go. I've worked hard all day just to hug you and absorb your energy. Xing Xiao ignored her and continued to put food in his mouth. Mu Qiqi quickly said at that. Don't eat. Wait for me. Xing Xiao did not say a word. Instead, he simply cupped Mu Qiqi's head and sent the food into her mouth with a kiss. Mu Qiqi's face was burning, but she was enjoying the sweetness and ambiguity between her and Xing Xiao at the same time. She was simply addicted. Then Xing Xiao leaned Mu Qiqi back on the table and kissed her until they couldn't breathe. Stroking Mu Qiqi's swollen lips, Xing Xiao said longingly, I wouldn't have let you go so easily if you hadn't gone to university. Mu Qiqi understood what he meant and said, I can do it now. Chapter 55. Mu Qiqi looked at Xing Xiao from the side, her heart overflowing with happiness at the man she liked to the marrow of her bones. By the way, Xiao, my teacher told me that the school has given Mu Tongxue a recommendation. Xing Xiao turned to look at her at that. Are you sure? Yes. Xing Xiao said nothing else and focused on his meal, occasionally feeding Mu Qiqi some food he had cut from his plate. Spoiling this little thing made him feel happy all over. Although the little one was still young and her temperament was uncertain, and her liking might just be temporary admiration, Xing Xiao did not intend to play around. The little one was not going anywhere for the rest of her life. After dinner, Xing Xiao went to the washroom. In fact, he had called Jing Yun and told Eton to cancel Mu Tongshue's recommendation no matter what. Even if his Qiqi did not want it, Mu Tongxue had no right to take advantage of it. After dinner, the two leaned against each other and watched the night view of the amusement park. Xing Zhao's exhaustion seemed to have faded away as well, and he was completely relaxed. He was a man who should be attending high-class banquets, but he seemed to prefer staying by his little one's side. Because he knew that right now he had the brightest time and the best of her life. Soon after nightfall, Mu Qiqi had to return to the small mansion. Although she could not see Xianxia at night, she felt energized after the kiss just now. Good night, Xiao. Xianxia did not let her go at once, but hooked his arm around her waist and pulled her closer before whispering seductively into her ear, "Hurry up and go to college." Mu Qiqi knew what that was and quickly freed herself from his arms, running all the way back to the small mansion. Xianxia followed her, and they stayed in the mansion for a few minutes before returning to the Xing residence. That was why Su Zipei was even more at ease. When they reached home, Xianxia found his mother sitting in his room, holding the cufflinks Mu Qiqi had made. He quickly snatched it and put it back into the box. "Since when did you learn to take things without asking, Mom? Where did you get this cheap thing? You're still treating it like a treasure." "A child gave it to me." Xianxia put the cufflinks in the drawer and turned to his mother. "What's the matter? You haven't been around at night recently." "Your father can't find you," Mama Xing replied. "Eighth brother, it's time to think about your life." Xianxia sat on the sofa and leaned back. "Mom, to tell you the truth, I like men." Mama Xing was stunned when she heard that. "What nonsense are you talking about? I will definitely get married before I turn 28. You don't have to rush me anymore," Xianxia answered Mama Xing subconsciously. "Are you satisfied now?" Mama Xing nodded in satisfaction. "That's more like it. Your father has something to discuss with you and your brothers. Pack up and go." Xianxia nodded. After Mama Xing left, he took out the cufflinks from the drawer and studied them carefully. There were piles of diamonds at home, but he just had to like such a broken toy. Perhaps he was born to like being abused. In the small villa, Su Zipei did not ask Mu Qiqi about what happened last night. Mu Qiqi also pretended that nothing happened and pretended that she did not know anything. Su Zipei wanted to ask, but she was afraid of hurting Mu Qiqi. Until 2 days later, before Mu Qiqi went to school, she took out a gift box from her back and gave it to Su Zipei. "Happy birthday, Aunt Zipei." Su Zipei looked at the box in surprise and asked Mu Qiqi, "Thank you, my Qiqi. Open it quickly. I went out late at night to choose this gift. I went to many places with Xianxian. See if you like it." After hearing Mu Qiqi's words, Su Zipei suddenly remembered that Mu Qiqi came back very late a few nights ago. Could it be that she was preparing a birthday gift for her? Was it that night 3 days ago? "How did you know?" Mu Qiqi pretended to be surprised. "I saw you coming home." Su Zipei was relieved because Mu Qiqi did not go out to meet a man. She was preparing a birthday gift for her. Moreover, Mu Qiqi did not go out except to eat with Xianxia. How could there be a strange man? Mu Qiqi smiled and helped Su Zipei open the gift. She saw a cherry blossom brooch and held it in her hand, unable to put it down. "Qiqi gave it to me. I would like it no matter what." Mu Qiqi felt sorry for Su Zipei because she did not dare to take the risk and tell her about Xianxia. She was afraid that her aunt would object and stop her. Apart from that, she would do anything for Su Zipei. That morning, Su Zipei was very touched and Mu Qiqi was very happy. But when they arrived at school, Mu Tongxue stood at the door of the classroom with a face full of hatred. She glared at Mu Qiqi. "I have something to say to you." "Say it here." Mu Qiqi did not want to give Mu Tongxue a chance to play tricks. "Sister, are you sure you want to say it here?" Mu Tongxue's eyes were cold as if she was provoked. Mu Qiqi nodded and did not show any weakness. "Do you think we need to be so polite with each other?" "All right." Mu Tongxue turned away and appeared to be calming her emotions. Then she suddenly asked Mu Qiqi, "You're the murderer of Grandma. How much more do you want to hurt the Mu family? It's fine if you don't want the recommendation, but why are you stopping me from getting it?" "What nonsense are you talking about?" Mu Qiqi retorted. "You dare say you didn't kill Grandma? You're a murderer. The Mu family chased you out of the family because you killed Grandma. Do you dare to admit that?" Mu Tongxue was completely hysterical when she said those words. She had probably reached the limit of her endurance and was suppressed to the limit by Mu Qiqi. The recommendation that was almost in the bag was gone just like that. If it was not Mu Qiqi's doing, what else could it be? At worst, they could just fight to the death. She was having a hard time at home anyway, and they might as well suffer together. The students crowded around Mu Tongxue because of what she said. "What are you looking at? Mu Qiqi is the murderer. She killed her own grandma." "Is this your true face?" Mu Qiqi asked in return. "You're finally taking off your mask? So it turns out that the weak young miss can also yell and shout and also look at others with a malicious gaze." She can also be angry? I thought you wouldn't lose your temper for the rest of your life. Muqiqi, I've had enough of you. Mu Tongxue said agitatedly. What right do you have to take away what belongs to me? What belongs to you? Muqiqi retorted. You're too confident. I don't care. You murderer, I'll tell the whole world that you killed Grandma. Mu Tongxue was completely out of control now. She wanted to blow up the matter that Papa Mu had tried so hard to suppress, and she wanted Muqiqi to have no place in school. Chapter 56. However, Mu Tongxue clearly did not think about what would happen to her next. Papa Mu had paid a heavy price to keep the matter under wraps, but now that Muqiqi had made it public as she pleased, it was clear that she had been left helpless by Muqiqi's repeated counterattacks. That was why causing Grandma's death was the only move she could use against Muqiqi. Still, she had clearly misjudged the present situation. It was not because Muqiqi was afraid that Grandma Mu's death would be exposed. After all, Xianxia had warned Muqiqi many times that the Xing family had lawyers who could deal with Mu Tongxue. That was why Muqiqi did not feel any fear at all. Instead, she smiled at Mu Tongxue. Mu Tongxue, you should prepare to collect your own corpse now that you've exposed the matter. I'm going to tell the world that you killed Grandma. Mu Tongxue insisted stubbornly. By then, more students were gathering around them, but Muqiqi was not fearful of being accused at all. He even smiled. You're saying that I killed Grandma? Well, I've been wanting to call the police for a long time and have them investigate the matter. I'll have Aunt Zipei call the police now. Since you want to make a big deal out of it, no one would be able to get away scot-free. With those words, Muqiqi whipped out her phone and called Su Zipei. Aunt Zipei, Mu Tongxue has exposed what happened to Grandma. Let's call the police. Mu Tongxue, on the other hand, was frightened when she saw that Muqiqi was not at all fearful, because she could feel the panic after getting into trouble. She had thought that Muqiqi would run away in fright, but Muqiqi's reaction was completely unexpected. Aunt Zipei has called the police. Mu Tongxue panicked when she saw Muqiqi raise her phone. Call the police then. Everyone in the family knows that you killed Grandma anyway. At those words, Muqiqi inched forward and glared at her sister. Do you have proof? There were only 2 of us in the room. I saw you feed Grandma the medicine with my own eyes. You said it yourself, there were only the 2 of us in the room. Your ability to pretend to be innocent is obvious to everyone. I clearly remember that when you fed the wrong medicine, your panicked expression was almost the same as now. With that, Muqiqi smiled at Mu Tongxue. We've already prepared a lawyer. Since you've blown things up, the lawyer will go to the Mu family later. Mu Tongxue paled when she heard that the lawyer was going to the Mu family. Since the matter has already been exposed, then it won't be that easy to wrap things up. The whole city will know about the Mu family's scandal very soon. By that time, the shares of Mu Group will fall. I'm not in the Mu family anymore, so it doesn't matter. But what about you? Mu Tongxue stumbled and lost her footing, falling awkwardly onto the ground. Meanwhile, Muqiqi sneered and turned to face the surrounding students. I'm sorry, everyone. It's just a family scandal. However, everyone will know about it through the news in the future. So I won't explain any further. With that, Muqiqi walked out of the crowd with Xianxia following her not far behind. Xianxia jogged to catch up with Muqiqi and could not help asking along the way, and here I was wondering why you 2 sisters were like fire and water. So it's because of Grandma. She's framed me for too many things, and this incident is the trigger for everything. Your sister is a pervert from start to finish. Qian said, expressing her own feelings. Muqiqi laughed coldly and calmly sent Xianxia a text message when she sat down in the classroom. Meanwhile, Mu Tongxue was dumbfounded. She realized that she had been too impulsive and caused a disaster. What should she do now? At that very thought, she quickly called Mama Mu, her voice clearly tearing. Mommy, I've caused trouble. Mama Mu was shocked too when she heard Mu Tongxue's words. Fortunately, it was only spread within the school, and the matter was not blown out of proportion. Mama Mu thought that as long as Muqiqi did not pursue the matter could be suppressed before Papa Mu found out. What are you spacing out for? There's no one else but your sister can save you now. Hurry up and beg her not to blow things up. Your father would skin you alive if he finds out. Why are you so impulsive, dear? Begging Muqiqi? Wouldn't that be worse than killing her? Still, Mu Tongxue shuddered at the thought of Papa Mu's face. She dared not think about anything else and promptly headed for the classroom. It was already time for class. Mu Tongxue walked to Mu Qiqi's side and reached out to grab her arm. I was too angry just now and said something I shouldn't have. I apologize, please forgive me. Mu Qiqi nodded. Mu Qiqi freed herself from Mu Tongshue's grip and asked her in return, "Didn't you say that you couldn't take it anymore? Didn't you say that I killed Grandma and that the whole family knows? What? Now you realize that you said something you shouldn't have? Sis, I really didn't mean it. Please forgive me." Forgive. Mu Qiqi shot to her feet at that and glared at Mu Tongxue. You're going to be in big trouble and you're begging me for forgiveness now? However, I haven't forgotten how your little sister was able to deal fatal blows to me with every single move she made. I don't care what the Mu family wants. I don't care either. But Mu Tongxue, you keep challenging my bottom line. Do you really think that I'm still the same Mu Qiqi you bullied and took the blame for half a year ago? I must get justice for Grandma's death. Either you admit that you killed her or get the hell back to your seat. Don't try to frame me and apologize to me at the same time. You're so hypocritical it makes me sick. Do you understand? Mu Tongxue was really frightened this time and did not know what to do at all. Mu Qiqi would not budge at all. She could only hide in the washroom and call her mother. Mommy. Sis won't budge. She said that she's going to get to the bottom of this. Mommy, what should I do? Don't panic. I'm coming to get you and I'll bring you to your grandfather. He loves you the most and he would definitely protect you. After the call, Mu Tongxue could only hide in the washroom, not daring to show herself because she had a guilty conscience. Mama Mu soon arrived at school and found Mu Qiqi in class and scathed. In that very moment she felt that Mu Qiqi was a cold-blooded demon. Chapter 57. Mu Qiqi watched as Mama Mu left with Mu Tongxue, but she did not care. She had once hoped that her mother would stand by her side and put in a good word for her so that her father would not blame her. But Mama Mu had always stood by Mu Tongshue's side. Now she wanted to know what tricks Mama Mu would play to protect Mu Tongxue. Now the students of the school finally knew why the twins had fallen out with each other to such an extent. Because human lives were at stake. They blamed each other and Mu Qiqi was chased out of the Mu family because of that. Twins were born. From then on, the fates of the two sisters underwent an earth-shattering change. Xianxia looked at Mu Qiqi after class, shaking her head. Your sister is such a pervert. She's so good at acting. No wonder you're the one chased out. That's in the past. Do you think I can tolerate her now? Mu Qiqi snorted coldly. Xianxia smiled but said nothing and gave Mu Qiqi a thumbs up. Xing Xiao soon read Mu Qiqi's message, and his lips curled into a playful smile. Since Mu Tongxue was so unwittingly seeking her own death, he would certainly fulfill her wish. Wouldn't he be wasting her good intentions otherwise? Mu Tongxue had bullied Mu Qiqi for so long, and Xing Xiao had been waiting for this day for a long time. He had an agreement with Papa Mu that he could not reveal it, but now, if Mu Tongxue came to him on her own and he did not seize the chance, he would be letting down her good intentions. That was why he quickly called Jing Yun and had him call the police, and arrange for a lawyer and the media to make the Mu family pay the price. Soon, Papa Mu's secretary received a call from the police, saying that someone had reported a murder in the Mu family, and that the police were sending people to investigate the truth. Papa Mu's face fell at once. He rushed back to the Mu family without stopping, only to find that the police and the lawyer sent by Jing Yun were already waiting at the gates. Papa Mu had met the lawyer before. So he immediately told him, "You didn't abide by the contract. You said that these things wouldn't be made public." "Mr. Mu, don't get angry. This has nothing to do with us. It was your daughter, Miss Mu Tongxue, who leaked the news. She said such things in front of the whole school today. Miss Mu Qiqi has no choice but to ask us to report this to the police to prove her innocence," Mu Tongxue said. The lawyer appeared to be explaining, but in fact he was pushing all the blame to Mu Tongxue from the start. Papa Mu's face turned red when he heard that. He was probably furious. "You can suppress the matter. Mr. Mu, you have to know what kind of school Eton is. Every student has a powerful parent behind them. Do you think they can be suppressed if the news gets out?" The lawyer asked Papa Mu. "Be good. Please blame your daughter. Actually, we didn't want to come here." The lawyer was very smart. He shirked all responsibility very cleanly. Papa Mu suppressed his anger. All he cared about was whether this incident would be blown out of proportion and whether Mu Group would be implicated. And where was that evil girl now? How daring of him to disregard his words. Then the police asked about the incident. But Papa Mu told them, there's no such thing. It's just a child's joke. That won't do. What if your daughter slandered Miss Mu Chichi in public again? What should we do then? The lawyer did not let it go. If you can't cooperate, Mr. Mu, we can only send you a subpoena. The lawyer meant that he would have to go to the judge anyway. He would not let the matter go so easily. Furious, Papa Mu called Mama Mu right away. Why aren't you back yet? Bring that little bitch back. Look at what she has done. Mama Mu was trembling when she received the call. She was hiding with Mu Tongxue at Grandpa Mu's place. After school, Mu Chichi got into old Lin's car. She hugged Susie Pei when she got home. Auntie Pei. Good girl. You've suffered. Susie Pei could not help sighing. Can I go out with Brother Xiao tonight? I want to know what happened to the Mu family and how Mu Tongxue is now. Mu Chichi begged. I'll come back before midnight to celebrate your birthday with you. Silly girl. I've already received your gift. You can celebrate your birthday every day. Go. Susie Pei nodded. She knew that Xianxia was the only one who could help Mu Chichi now. Thank you, Auntie Pei. Mu Chichi called Xianxia and went to the revolving restaurant in the amusement park alone to wait for him. Be a good girl and stay somewhere warm. You'll be punished severely if your hands turn cold. Xianxia replied. He then hurriedly dealt with the matter at hand so that his little one would not be worried. Mu Chichi sat in front of the window of the revolving restaurant and watched the Ferris wheel turn slowly. Soon Xianxia arrived. Xianxia picked her up without a word and went to the VIP room, closing the door. Didn't I tell you to stay somewhere warm? I want to be the first to see you. Mu Chichi quickly explained. Xianxia lifted Mu Chichi's chin and inhaled her fragrance out of habit. Then he took out his phone and showed Mu Chichi everything that happened when the lawyer visited the Mu family today. The lawyer recorded it secretly. Xianxia answered, wrapping his arms around Mu Chichi. Mu Chichi leaned against Xianxiao's chest and watched the entire conversation between the lawyer and Papa Mu. Judging from Papa Mu's attitude, Mu Tongxue would be in deep trouble. If nothing goes wrong, the Mu family would come and beg for your forgiveness. You can ask for anything you want then. No, Mu Tongxue would think of another way to escape. Mu Chichi knew Mu Tongxue well. She would definitely find another way. Don't you understand, little one? You just have to watch the show no matter what Mu Tongxue wants to do. That's true. Mu Chichi couldn't help smiling brightly. Xiao, can I prove my innocence if they pursue this matter? Why are you hugging and kissing me if you want to prove your innocence? Xianxia put down his phone and looked at her dangerously. You're going to get even more unclean soon. And Mu Chichi understood the hint. Her face reddened even more. Chapter 58. Seizing the chance, Xianxia pinched her chin and kissed her deeply. Then he let go of Mu Chichi so that she could breathe freely. If it weren't for the fact that you're still a little thing, the place I've brought you to wouldn't be a playground. Xianxia never hid his desire in front of Mu Chichi. It was the most direct expression of a man's interest in a woman. Although Mu Chichi was shy, could she swear that she didn't like Xianxia when he behaved like that? Clearly she had always been infatuated with him. Hence, Mu Chichi kissed him on her own. Xianxia caught her lips and teased her as he pleased. Mu Tongxue was not as happy as Mu Chichi. That night she hid in her grandfather's house because she did not have the courage to return to the Mu family. After Grandpa Mu's wife passed away, he knew that Mu Chichi was chased out of the family. But he did not say anything because he had not gotten over the grief of his wife's death. Now Mu Tongxue did not dare to return home because she blamed Mu Chichi. Moreover, Mama Mu kept adding fuel to the fire in front of Grandpa Mu. That was why Grandpa Mu's misunderstanding of Mu Chichi deepened. It had only been a short time since they last met, but the little girl had already caused so much trouble. Still, could the great Mu family not be able to do anything to a little girl? Soon, Papa Mu arrived at his father's house. He asked to see him and bring his wife and daughter with him. Grandpa Mu stood in the living room leaning on his walking stick. He straightened his back and said to his son, Tongxue has told me everything. Why don't you think of a way to shut her up? Why are you making things difficult for Tangxue? She wouldn't have said anything wrong if Mu Qiqi didn't bully her in school. In the end, you have to take responsibility as a father. Dad. Papa Mu called out helplessly. Tangxue is the young lady of the Mu family now. You only have one daughter. Why aren't you doting on her? Why are you scolding her all the time? Haven't you let Mu Qiqi bully her enough? If you don't treat Tangxue well in the future, you should be prepared to hand over the management of Mu Group to your brothers. Dad, I'll definitely change. Papa Mu quickly lowered his head and admitted his mistake. As for Mu Qiqi, she is an outsider now that she has left the Mu family. As Mu Tangshua's father, you should stand on her side. How could you let an outsider benefit? Papa Mu was implying that whatever Mu Tangxue did wrong, it was all Mu Qiqi's fault. Because his family would never be in the wrong. Papa Mu understood what Grandpa Mu meant. He even promised that he would watch his words from now on. He would never hit or scold Mu Tangxue again. Also, why do you need to be polite when dealing with outsiders? Grandpa Mu hated Mu Qiqi because his beloved wife was killed by Mu Qiqi. At least in his stubborn mind, he preferred to believe in Mu Tangxue, whom his wife loved since she was young. Mu Qiqi leaving the Mu family and going against them only proved that Mu Qiqi was an ingrate through and through. She did not deserve to be treated kindly by the Mu family at all. That was why he told Papa Mu directly, "You don't have to be polite with outsiders. There's no need for me to teach you how to deal with a child, right? There's no need for that, Dad. Then bring your wife and daughter home. I'll hold you responsible if Mu Group's shares drop because of Mu Qiqi." Papa Mu could not disobey Grandpa Mu. He could only bring Mu Tangxue and Mama Mu home with a dark face. Although he did not scold them verbally, he gave them the best warning. If you go out and cause trouble again, I don't care if you are hiding in Dad's house or not. You will be kicked out of the house just like Mu Qiqi. I'll let you go this time. But there won't be a next time. Mu Tangshue's face was pale. Fortunately, Papa Mu did not do anything. Mama Mu protected her daughter. After they entered the room, she told Mu Tangxue, "It's all right, Xue. Grandpa helped us." "Mommy, I really hate my sister. Why is she always haunting me? Why does she always snatch everything from me?" Mu Tangxue hugged Mama Mu and sobbed in her arms. She was scared out of her wits today. Papa Mu would have attacked her if Grandpa Mu was not there. Mama Mu was full of resentment towards Mu Qiqi. Since she had left the Mu family, she should not go against the Mu family. Otherwise, everyone would suffer. "Don't be afraid, Xue. Mommy will think of a way for you." Now the Mu family was the passive party. And Mu Qiqi wanted to get to the bottom of the matter. That was why Papa Mu had to find Mu Qiqi so that the Mu family's shares would not be affected. Whether it was through threats, manipulations, or other means, he would not let a little girl like Mu Qiqi turn the world upside down. Therefore, when Mama Mu returned to her room, Papa Mu suddenly asked her, "Mu Qiqi, are you depending on your sister now?" "Yes." Mama Mu nodded. "What about Zipei? Perhaps she would learn to be obedient if she has no one to depend on." Papa Mu did not say what he was going to do. But it was clear that he was going to do something to Zipei. However, the Mu family did not know that they were not only dealing with Mu Qiqi and Zipei. Xianxia was also behind them. That night, as usual, Mu Qiqi stayed with Xianxia until late at night before returning to the little mansion. Su Zipei was worried about the Mu family's reaction. Meanwhile, Mu Qiqi showed Su Zipei the recording Xiaoxiao had given her as a sign of completion. Su Zipei had been worried that the Mu family would play dirty against Mu Qiqi again. After all, Mu Qiqi was just a child and the Mu family were all on Mu Tangshue's side. "Qiqi, I have a feeling that the Mu family would be fooled by Mu Tangshue's tears unless you could prove that Mu Tangxue was the one who killed your grandmother. Think about it. The whole family loves Mu Tangxue and hates you. Now that you've blown things up, the Mu family would hate you even more. Aunt Zipei, I'm not worried at all that the Mu family would do anything to me. I have you and Brother Xiao now." Mu Qiqi told Su Zipei determinedly. "You know that Mu Tangxue was the one who started so many incidents. This time I won't let her get away with it so easily no matter what." Chapter 59. Aunt Zipei, Brother Xiao wouldn't abandon us. Mu Qiqi told Su Zipei confidently. She was completely unaware that Papa Mu had made Su Zipei a target. Papa Mu had learned from Mama Mu about Su Zipei's daily schedule and where she would go for groceries. That was why he had arranged for someone to stalk and harass Su Zipei. His methods were unorthodox, but they were usually enough to deal with women. Old Lin was there to fetch Muchichi to school. Moreover, Mama Mu had tried to snatch Muchichi away before, which was why Old Lin was very guarded against such things. That was why it was not easy for Papa Mu to do anything to Muchichi. Muchichi went to school the next day. When she arrived, she heard from her classmates that Papa Mu had personally sent Mu Tongxue to school, and was now in the teacher's office. Muchichi had already guessed that Mu Tongxue could escape Papa Mu's scolding. They were a family now, and Papa Mu would only side with Mu Tongxue no matter what she did. Holding her phone, Muchichi thought about her aunt and Xianxia. At the moment, it was her entire world and both worlds could collapse at any moment. But so what? As expected, Muchichi was called into the teacher's office again. But this time Papa Mu was not as arrogant and cold as before. Chichi, I've discussed it with your father. It wouldn't be good for both you and Tongxue to blow up the matter regarding your grandmother. That's why we think it's best to minimize the problem. The teacher adjusted her spectacles and told Muchichi. You're right, Chichi. Tongxue didn't mean it and we shouldn't bring it up now that it's over. You and Tongxue are about to take your exams, and it's better to focus on preparing for them. Papa Mu agreed with the teacher. I really want to focus on my exams, but Mu Tongxue wouldn't let it go. If I let her do it, who's going to care if she blabbers again? Muchichi said stiffly. Moreover, since it's legal proceedings and the police have been called, let's do as they say. It's fine if you believe Mu Tongxue. I'll let the police investigate. Your grandmother has passed away for so long. There's no need to pursue this matter any further. You were chased out by your own parents and you say you won't pursue the matter? That's too easy. Muchichi insisted. All these years you've always sided with Mu Tongxue and never treated me fairly. If that's the case, I'll find justice myself. Chichi, stop fooling around. The teacher was getting anxious. Your exam is more important now. It's fine, teacher. Since she wants fairness, let her pursue it. As long as she doesn't regret it, it's fine. I'll be troubling you to take care of our Tang Shui. With that, Papa Mu did not continue the discussion with Muchichi. He was not here to discuss it with Muchichi anyway. Therefore he got up and left the school. Then the teacher looked at Muchichi and couldn't help sighing. Chichi, don't get your life wrong. The most important thing for you now is to get into an important school, and not compete with Mu Tongxue in those aspects. Teacher, you're not the one who's being framed. But your parents clearly trust Mu Tongxue more than you do. Have you ever thought that they wouldn't stand on your side? If you go to court, wouldn't they stand by Mu Tongxue's side and accuse you? A daughter who was chased out was abandoned like an old shoe. Don't you get it? Even if you prove your innocence, it would mean nothing to your parents because they adore Mu Tongxue more. They would tolerate her no matter how many wrongs she has done. You would always lose when it comes to your parents. You have to work hard and be more useful than Mu Tongxue in the future. You would create more value than Mu Tongxue, and only then would your parents truly regret it. I really want to ask why there are such parents in this world when I see you like this. But, there are such parents in this world. Didn't you see the news? There are mothers who would dismember their daughters into dozens of pieces. What's more, they would abandon you. At those words, her teacher put a hand on Muchichi's shoulder and told her, listen to me. Teach Mu Tongxue a lesson while your parents can still negotiate. Don't overdo it and keep a low profile. There are still many chances in the future. You're an adult now, Chichi. Muchichi was moved by her teacher's words. She knew that her teacher was truly thinking for her own good, and that if she continued to argue with Mu Tongxue about the culprit, both of them would suffer in the end. Moreover, the Mu family might come up with more devious tricks to deal with her and her aunt. Still, she was very unwilling to accept the fact that Mu Tongxue had accused her of her grandmother's murder in front of the entire school. Was there really no way to find evidence for this matter? Muchichi had many thoughts on that day, especially when she saw Mu Tongxue. Their eyes met, and the hatred between them was so obvious that even bystanders could feel it. Still, Mu Tongxue did not bother Muchichi that day, and the two acted as if the other did not exist. Still, when Muchichi returned home from school, she noticed that her aunt's expression was not good. Auntie, what's wrong? Are you not feeling well? No, you must be seeing things. Su Zipei quickly explained, touching her face. What's with the scratch on the back of your hand? Mu Qiqi quickly asked, grabbing Suzy Pei's hand. Suzy Pei sighed and eventually told Mu Qiqi about being stalked and harassed today. Mu Qiqi knew whose masterpiece it was. Or rather, everyone knew it. It was just a warning from the Mu family. I'm sorry, Auntie Pei. You have to go through all this because of me. Suzy Pei patted Mu Qiqi on the shoulder and comforted her. It's fine, Auntie Pei. Just be careful when you go out. Unable to hold back, Mu Qiqi whipped out her phone and dialed Xianxia's number. Brother Xiao, I want to see you. Xianxia could hear the aggrieved tone in Mu Qiqi's voice over the phone, and promptly told everyone in the meeting is over for today. We'll continue tomorrow. Everyone looked at each other, but none of them could do anything about the crown prince, and could only watch as he rose and left the meeting room. It would be weird if he was in the mood for a meeting when his little one was being bullied. Therefore Xianxia drove straight to the little mansion. Meanwhile, Mu Qiqi and Suzy Pei were sitting in the living room, both of them looking terrible. What is it? Xianxia asked, holding back the urge to grab the little one and give her a spanking. What happened? So, Brother Xiao, I don't want to pursue the matter of the murderer anymore. I don't have the ability to retaliate, and all I can do now is cause Auntie Pei pain. That is why I agree to the Mu family's suggestion to minimize the problem, but I have one request. Are you sure? Xianxia asked in return. When I grow up and have the ability, I will make the Mu family regret what they did today. And now, my only request is to get Mu Tongxue out of my sight. Brother Xiao, help me become strong. I beg you. Chapter 60. Come out. Xianxia did not say anything else but ordered Mu Qiqi. Suzy Pei knew that Mu Qiqi's emotions were unstable right now, and she trusted Xianxia. That was why she let Mu Qiqi follow him. He would definitely be able to comfort her. So Suzy Pei pushed Mu Qiqi's shoulder and told her, Go. Talk to young Master Xing. Mu Qiqi got up from Suzy Pei's side and followed Xianxia. They got into Xianxia's sports car one after the other, and soon the car left the little mansion. It was getting late and the street lights were already lit up on both sides of the road. Xianxia brought Mu Qiqi to the revolving restaurant, and when they entered the VIP room he pressed her down on the wooden table and glared at her. Don't be Xianxia's woman if you show such a pitiful expression. Mu Qiqi was stunned. If you give in so easily, would you agree to anyone who threatens you to leave me in the future? I'm not. Mu Qiqi quickly denied. Look at me. Xianxia held Mu Qiqi's chin. Say it again. You're not? That's different. Mu Qiqi answered firmly. Xianxia let go of Mu Qiqi's hands and straightened. Is that so? But I don't really believe it now. In that instant, Mu Qiqi mustered her courage out of nowhere and suddenly wrapped her legs around Xianxia's narrow waist to stop him from leaving. I won't give up on you even if I die, Xiao. Xianxia was afraid that Mu Qiqi would be so easily swayed at such a young age. After all, she was the one who dragged her into hell. I won't. You have to believe me. I won't. Mu Qiqi repeated, I won't, a few times. She was also very emotional. Don't doubt my feelings for you. I'll be sad if you do. Xianxia picked Mu Qiqi up and made her sit on him. Then he stared at her little face and asked for a kiss. They kissed for a long time, so long that Mu Qiqi could clearly feel her lips swollen. But the man did not stop and did not let her go. His warm hand even reached out to touch a certain part of her chest. Mu Qiqi blushed immediately. The strange feeling made her flinch. You are not allowed to escape. This is your punishment. Mu Qiqi did not dare to move. She opened her eyes and looked at the handsome face in front of her. Actually, it did not feel bad, but she was very shy. Xiao, promise me. Auntie Pei was followed by the Mu family today. I can't protect her now. I'm worried. Are you going to suffer this loss for nothing? Xianxia squinted at her and asked teasingly. It's not a free meal. Just as you said, I can ask for many things. Mu Qiqi said seriously. Xiao, there's still a long way to go. In the end, what was the reason for his anger? It was nothing more than the little thing suffering a loss. I don't care anymore. Xianxia heaved a sigh of relief. Although he was not satisfied with the sex just now, he said, Let's go and take a look at the houses near Xingting University. When the time comes, decorate them according to the style you like. But there's still half a year. Muqiqi felt that this man was very anxious. Half a year will pass in the blink of an eye. Moreover, didn't you just beg me to make you stronger? How much free time do you think you will have after you have all kinds of training classes? Xianxia asked. He lifted her chin and said to her dangerously, "You probably don't know how much I want to eat you up right now. Are you so sure that I can get into Xingting University? I know you better than you do." Xianxia said and put Muqiqi down from his arms. If he kept hugging her, he could not guarantee that he would not do something terrible to her. Muqiqi took the opportunity to sit opposite Xianxia. She reached out and touched her thin lips. "I've bitten them. You've taken advantage of me." Muqiqi lowered her head when she remembered that they still had half a year to live together. After a while she said to Xianxia, "Why don't we stay in a hotel tonight?" "Muqiqi, do you know what you're talking about?" Xianxia asked her coldly. "It's just a matter of time anyway. Don't regret it." Did Xianxia mean that he had agreed? Muqiqi thought that she could just go home in the middle of the night. Anyway, Suzy Pei was not worried about her staying with Xianxia. But she did not know that the safest and most trusted person was actually the most dangerous. Xianxia looked at Muqiqi playfully. Did this little one make such a suggestion because she was still young and naive? Or did she really like him that much? After dinner, Xianxia left with Muqiqi. But he did not bring her to a hotel. Instead, he brought her back to the small mansion. "Xiao, go upstairs and sleep. I promise you what you said." Xianxia pushed her from behind. Then he whispered in her ear when Suzy Pei was not paying attention. "If you say something so casual to others in the future, I swear I've only been with you." Muqiqi quickly explained. "You want to give me your body now?" One. Before Muqiqi could say anything, Xianxia had already let her go and let her go upstairs to rest. Muqiqi wondered if she had made Xiao think that she was being too casual. But that was not what she meant. So when she returned to her room, she immediately texted Xianxia. "Xiao, I'm not like that to everyone. I'm only with you. I think I can do anything for you." Xianxia was touched when he read the message. He knew that he had a girl in her best years and most of the feelings he had back then were unwavering. So Xianxia replied directly, "Do you dare to do that to anyone?" Muqiqi laughed when she read the reply. Suzy Pei knocked on the door and entered Muqiqi's room. "What did young Master Xing say?" "Aunt Zipei, Brother Xiao agrees with what I'm doing. I won't fight Mu Tongxue to the end this time, but I will put forward some conditions for the Mu family." Muqiqi replied. "That's how it should be." Suzy Pei nodded. "Then rest well tonight. But what did young Master Xing bring you to eat? Your mouth is so swollen. It's spicy." Muqiqi quickly cooperated. "Aunt Zipei, can you help me find some medicine? Chichi, it's almost time for your college entrance exam. You must do your best." Muqiqi knew what Suzy Pei was looking forward to, and Xianxia agreed to teach her all sorts of lessons. She must train herself to be the strongest she could be. Not only that, she must be brave. Chapter 61. Having decided to minimize the problem, Muqiqi had Suzy Pei contact the Mu family and express her thoughts. But she had a request. Although Papa Mu was angry, at least Muqiqi was willing to give in. Let's see how big her appetite was. When Mama Mu knew that Muqiqi had a request, she tried to persuade Mu Tongxue. "Shui, no matter what request your sister makes, you must agree to it. Don't go against your father. There are only a few months left before the National College entrance examination. I hope that you can behave yourself until you get into a top university." "Mommy, I am not confident that I can get into Xingting University. And with my current results, I might not be able to get into Xingting University," Mu Tongxue explained. "Shui, I had a good talk with your father last night. You are the daughter of the Mu family and everything in the Mu family belongs to you from now on. That is why you really don't have to go against Muqiqi everywhere. You would lose your father's trust if you beat her, and that would not be worth it. Most importantly, your father will bring you to all kinds of banquets soon. You will meet a lot of talented young men. You are not in the same class as Muqiqi. You must remember that you are degrading yourself by going against her. Do you understand?" "Yes, Mommy. Also, we can do something about the National College entrance examination. Muqiqi's results were stable and she was always one of the best. If Mu Qiqi performed well during the National College entrance examination, she would bribe the invigilator for Mu Tongxue. Then she would change Mu Qiqi's name into Mu Tongxue's when they collect the exam papers. Let the two of them swap places. That way Mu Tongxue would have a 90% chance of getting into Xingting University. Of course Mama Mu only had a rough idea. She had not decided whether she would use it or not. So she did not tell Mu Tongxue and the others. Let's see what Mu Qiqi wants tomorrow. On the other hand, Xianxia had decided to be with Mu Qiqi after half a year. So he had to start planning to move out of the Xing family. So he told Mama Xing about his idea. Mama Xing was reluctant. You don't want to live in such a big mansion. Why do you want to move out? Mom, when will you have a daughter-in-law when you go home every day? Xianxia asked. When Mama Xing heard that, she felt that it made sense. It's fine if you want to move out. But I have to help you choose and decorate the house. As you wish. Xianxia pushed Mama Xing out of the door. I'll wait for your news. Then Xianxia returned to the sofa, holding the ugly cufflinks that Mu Qiqi had given him. For such a small thing he had done everything he could and could do. He had thought of all the things that he shouldn't have done and thought of. But even if he was not accepted by everyone, he was determined to have that adorable little thing. Nonetheless, Mu Qiqi did not sleep well that night. She dreamed that Mu Tongxue had come to snatch Xiaoxiao away from her. Because of that, Mu Qiqi woke up in the middle of the night. She sat on the bed and kept calling Xingzhao's name. It was 3 in the morning. Mu Qiqi did not want to disturb his rest, but still sent him a message. Xiaoxiao, could you not recognize me in Mu Tongxue? I had a dream just now. Mu Tongxue pretended to be me and snatched you away. Of course, there was no reply on the other side of the phone. But about 40 minutes later, Xingxiao suddenly replied. Come downstairs. Mu Qiqi sat up on the bed and looked out of the window. When she saw Xingxiao's car downstairs, she quickly rushed out of the door. Did I wake you up? Xingxiao hugged her under the moonlight. Do you think that everyone in the world has the same IQ as you? I didn't want to have such a dream. Xingxiao got into the car with Mu Qiqi. Then he let her straddle him and lay on his chest. Sleep. Here. Mu Qiqi exclaimed in surprise. You don't want to? I do. I do. Mu Qiqi quickly answered. Tell me the truth. How did you distinguish me from Mu Tongxue? If I had a twin brother, would you not be able to recognize me? Xingxiao asked her in return. How is that possible? Everyone has their own unique smell. I couldn't have mistaken you for someone else. Then why are you asking me? Mu Qiqi thought about it and came up with a compromise. Why don't I get a tattoo? That way you wouldn't mistake me for someone else. I'll tattoo your name on my chest. This time Xingxiao did not say anything. In fact, Mu Qiqi mentioned something that interested him. Mu Qiqi's words would fully satisfy a man's possessiveness. Still, wouldn't tattooing her name on her chest be the same as announcing it to the world? Moreover, there was no beauty to it. At that thought, Xingxiao certainly felt that it was time to change Mu Qiqi's image. That was why, while Mu Qiqi was asleep, Xingxiao reached out to stroke Mu Qiqi's inky hair, while thinking about how to make her tattoo look good. And where should he tattoo it? What an irresistible little thing. Naturally, Mu Qiqi could not keep sleeping on Xingzhao's body. At 6 in the morning, before Su Zipei woke up, Mu Qiqi hurried home. Before she left, Xingxiao had told her many things to take note of about her request to Papa Mu. Since it was Mu Qiqi's choice, he would respect the little one even if he did not agree and did not like to force her. Su Zipei was completely unaware that Mu Qiqi was spending the night outside. After waking up, she made breakfast for Mu Qiqi and woke her up for school. Mu Qiqi was in high spirits. With Xingzhao's company, she unknowingly endured the pain the Mu family had inflicted on her. After breakfast, Mu Qiqi was escorted by old Lin to Eton. Meanwhile, Papa Mu's car was already waiting outside Eton's gates. Mu Qiqi got into Papa Mu's car and told him, Aunt Zipei has told you that I agree to resolve this matter. But that doesn't mean I'll let Mu Tongxue go. You have to agree to my conditions if you want me to resolve this matter once and for all. You first. Papa Mu told Mu Qiqi. First, Mu Tongxue has to change classes. I don't want to see her acting in front of me all day. All right. Papa Mu nodded. Second, if Mu Tongxue bothers me again, the Mu family is not to interfere when I seek revenge on her. You have to sign an agreement with me. All right. Papa Mu nodded again. Chapter 62. Papa Mu couldn't help chuckling coldly at Mu Chi-Chi's words. Chi-Chi, you're still a child. Why do you have so many tricks up your sleeve? You've really changed my opinion. Just tell me, do you agree or not? I don't want to talk about other things. Mu Chi-Chi did not want to talk to Papa Mu anymore. No, not even a word more than that. It's fine if you want Mu Tongxue to apologize. But slapping herself? Is that necessary? It is necessary. Mu Chi-Chi said firmly. I want her to remember not to mess with me because she would pay the price sooner or later. Papa Mu was silent for a few seconds. Then he nodded. I promise you. But you have to promise me that you won't tell anyone about this from now on. I don't want the media to know about it. Don't worry about that. I'm not as untrustworthy as others. With that, Mu Chi-Chi got out of Papa Mu's car. But before she left, she reminded him, remember to slap yourself to apologize. I know. Papa Mu had no choice but to nod. After all, it was his priority to appease Mu Chi-Chi. Mu Tongxue was the one who caused the trouble. Hence, she should be taught a lesson to remind her not to say anything in the future. Then I'll wait for her apology. With that, Mu Chi-Chi shouldered her backpack and entered Eaton's main gate. Meanwhile, Papa Mu stared at Mu Chi-Chi's back with a meaningful look. Then he told his driver, get Mu Tongxue out. Sir, are you really going to let Miss Mu Tongxue in front of the whole school? What else? After all, it's only in school. It's good for her to be taught a lesson. If she were to be schemed against by others in the future in the business world, she would have to break her teeth and swallow the consequences. Winner takes all. This has been the case since ancient times. Papa Mu replied. In fact, as long as Mu Tongxue was not involved in Mu Group, he would not care if Mu Tongxue was wronged. Soon Mu Tongxue left the school gate, her face pale. She got into her father's car. Dad, you were looking for me? I've talked to your sister just now. She's willing to keep the peace. But she has a few conditions and all of them are against you. Mu Tongxue knew that Mu Chi-Chi would definitely teach her a lesson now that she had the chance. Dad, just say it. I'm fine. First, she wants you to transfer to another class. Second, she wants you to never appear in front of her again and never provoke her. Third, she wants you to slap yourself in the face and apologize to her in front of everyone. Mu Tongxue could already guess Papa Mu's answer after hearing his nonchalant words. You would definitely agree to Mu Chi-Chi. Tongxue, I know it. But I have no choice. You are Daddy's darling. You will definitely help Daddy solve this problem, right? Mu Group will too. She looked at her. Dad, Mu Tongxue Mu. It's good. I'll wait for your good news. Mu Tongxue was upset. But she could not do anything about it. Apart from hating Mu Chi-Chi, her father was now added to her list of enemies. Mu Chi-Chi always had someone to take the blame for her when she was still around. That was why she never knew that Papa Mu would treat his own flesh and blood like this. No wonder Mu Chi-Chi did not want to come back. But she would not be as weak as Mu Chi-Chi. She would not leave the Mu family. Because she would get everything from the Mu family in the end. Then she would chase all the people she hated away. She would also chase Mu Chi-Chi out of the country and never let her in again. Wasn't it just a slap and an apology? Who wouldn't? After returning to the classroom, Mu Tongxue walked up to Mu Chi-Chi. Before Mu Chi-Chi could react, she suddenly slapped herself and apologized to Mu Chi-Chi. Sister, it's all my fault. I shouldn't have said something like that. Please forgive me. Didn't you say that I killed Grandma? Mu Chi-Chi turned around and asked Mu Tongxue. I was just angry. That's why I said it. I'm innocent. Please forgive me. I won't say anything like that again. Xianxia's eyes widened when she saw Mu Tongxue suddenly apologizing to Mu Chi-Chi. She did not expect to see such a scene. What a long time to be alive. Speak louder. I can't hear you. Mu Chi-Chi demanded. Mu Tongxue slapped herself again, this time with an even louder voice. Sister, please forgive me. It's my fault for talking nonsense and causing you to be misunderstood by everyone. You didn't kill Grandma. I've wronged you. What? This time the whole class heard it. Then he sighed. Mu Chi-Chi was finally satisfied. She stood up and said to Mu Tongxue, if you provoke me again, I can be even more ruthless. It's not a big deal. I'm sorry, sister. Get out of my sight. Mu Tongxue did not meet anyone's gaze. She lowered her head and returned to her seat. Soon the teacher came in and announced that Mu Tongxue would be transferred to Class 5. She was told to pack her things and personally escorted her out. White Lotus Mu is finally gone. Feels like the air in the classroom is so fresh now. Qian stretched lazily. She was very happy. Qiqi, how did you make that White Lotus apologize to you? It's nothing special. It's just a self-inflicted wound to kill 1,000 enemies. Mu Qiqi replied. And do you think she could stop her scheming mind? I humiliated her today. In the future she would only come at me with more vicious methods. It's just that now is not the right time. It's really complicated between you sisters. Still, it's good that she's transferred. At least out of sight, out of mind, right? Xiao had said that there would be many classes waiting for her. That was why she did not have the time to entertain Mu Tongxue. She had said that she must become stronger. She would never let the Mu family step over her. Once the bell rang, Mu Qiqi headed out of the classroom. Perhaps the news of Mu Tongxue slapping Mu Qiqi as an apology had spread. The other students were now looking at Mu Qiqi strangely. So she did not care. Mu Qiqi pretended not to see Mama Mu, who had come to pick Mu Tongxue up at the school gates. They brushed past each other. Chapter 63. After that, Mu Qiqi got into old Lin's car and returned to the little mansion. The foreign teacher was already there. Xiao was a man of his word. Suzy Pei said to her, Qiqi, your grades are good enough. You still have to go through training after school. Can you handle it? Auntie Pei, I have to be good at everything to be of my greatest value. Mu Qiqi replied. All right. Young Master Xin will come to see you later. He said that he's taking you out for dinner. Mu Qiqi couldn't help chuckling at Suzy Pei's words. Xiao was getting better at using his position for personal gain. Recently he had taken her out to do bad things under the pretext of advising her. Mu Qiqi didn't think much about it. She returned to her room to change her clothes and went to the study. Aside from studying, there was also music, chess, calligraphy and high-class etiquette. Mu Qiqi didn't want to lose her socialite temperament after leaving the Mu family and losing that environment. In fact, she didn't want Xianxia to be a joke in the future. After an hour of wine lessons, Mu Qiqi sent her teacher downstairs. She found Xianxia sitting in the living room looking as if he was in a painting. Qiqi, what are you looking at? Young Master Xing has been waiting for you. Suzy Pei quickly said. He's so busy. Don't keep wasting his time. I'll come down right after I change. No need. Xianxia closed the high school textbook he was flipping through and gestured with his eyes for Mu Qiqi to leave. Mu Qiqi nodded and followed behind him. Once Mu Qiqi got into the car, Xianxia put his arm around her neck and kissed her on the lips. Xiao, I'm taking you to change your image today. Xianxia drove Mu Qiqi to a high-class image management center. To avoid being recognized, Xianxia purposely wore a pair of black glasses to hide his dangerous aura, making him look a little more refined. Then Xianxia discussed with the stylist what style he should give Mu Qiqi. She was still a high school student after all, and the stylist suggested that Mu Qiqi should look befitting of her status. That was why the stylist gave her a beautiful medium-short haircut and dyed it maroon, before slightly perming the ends of her hair. In the process, the stylist kept praising Xianxia. I've never seen such a dedicated brother. If he wasn't her brother, could he be her boyfriend? Of course, Mu Qiqi would never reveal their relationship. She simply sat quietly and peeked at Xianxia through the mirror. What was he drawing? 2 hours later, a brand new Mu Qiqi appeared before Xianxia. So you have good taste. I have to say this style really suits your sister. The stylist finished and applied some lipstick on Mu Qiqi's lips. Meanwhile, Xianxia stared at Mu Qiqi's thin, tender lips, reluctant to look away for some time. So, brother, how is it? Xianxia withdrew his gaze and nodded. Not bad. Mu Qiqi liked the flamboyant smell too because it matched Xianxia's temperament very well. Then they left the image management center together. But before they reached the parking lot, Xianxia hugged Mu Qiqi and pressed her against a dark corner, kissing her uncontrollably. Ugh. Mu Qiqi was startled and quickly responded. It was only when both of them could not breathe that Xianxia let go of Mu Qiqi and led her to the sports car. I couldn't bring you to the Xing family's designer shop because I can't expose my identity. Xianxia explained. It's fine. It's good enough here. Muqiqi replied. But why are we in such a hurry? Do you want to see me embarrass myself? Xianxia said quickly. Muqiqi did not understand what he meant at first and only blushed when her gaze fell below. She did not expect that the man would lose control like that after just one kiss. After returning to the car, Xianxia closed his eyes and calmed himself for a few seconds before bringing Muqiqi to the next place. Seeing that it was already late, Muqiqi said, "Why don't we go another day? I want to see the effect now." Muqiqi had no idea where Xianxia was taking her. She could only stay where she was. Then Xianxia brought her to a quiet and elegant place. It was a small courtyard that was decorated in a Japanese style. Soon a woman with a tattoo on her arm came out. She smiled when she saw Xianxia and Muqiqi. "You two must be my special guests today, right? I heard that you are the best tattoo artist in Jianchuan. So I made an appointment to come here." "I know. That's why I'm waiting for you too. But I have a question. What's your relationship with me? You should know that a tattoo is something that will last for a lifetime. It's very painful to wash it off. I've had many guests here. They would get the tattoo and wash it after that. So I hope you two can be careful and avoid physical pain." The female tattoo artist in her 30s asked them. "Brother and sister?" Muqiqi replied. "Lovers," Xianxia replied. Muqiqi and the tattoo artist were stunned when they heard the word lovers. "Little girl, are you still a student?" "She's my possession," Xianxia replied. The tattoo artist smiled. She was smart enough not to ask further. Since they were high-class guests, she just needed to take care of them. "What kind of tattoo do you want? Where do you want it?" Xianxia gave the tattoo artist the drawing he had just drawn. "This is the English abbreviation of our names. You just need to make a sample according to the size I gave you." She had to admit that Xianxiao's English handwriting was really beautiful. Moreover, it was just a normal size. Muqiqi did not have to suffer much. "Then where should I tattoo?" Xianxia walked to Muqiqi. He used his index finger to lift the hair on Muqiqi's right ear. He looked at her earlobe and said, "Here." It was tattooed on the edge of her earlobe. It was like wearing a ring earring. It was not very eye-catching, but it was very unique. "It's so special." The tattoo artist nodded. She could not help but admire Xianxiao's suggestion. It looked like a stamp. This kind of naked possessiveness really gave people goosebumps. But it was also very enviable. "What about you, sir?" Xianxia let go of Muqiqi. Then he turned around and pointed at his left collarbone. "Here." Could be hidden with a shirt. It was very convenient. But as long as he thought about it, he would be able to touch it. It was good. "Xiao, you want it too?" Muqiqi was shocked. "Why? You don't want to use your name?" Xianxia looked at her dangerously. Chapter 64. Since the two of you have decided, please enter our workshop. The tattoo artist said to the two, "Little girls, don't be afraid. Your location is on your earlobe and the area of the tattoo isn't big, so it won't hurt. Don't worry." Muqiqi grabbed Xianxiao's hand. Her palms were already sweating. Xianxia patted her head with his other hand and snorted. "I'm here. What are you afraid of?" "I'm just nervous." Muqiqi replied. "I'm so nervous." But at the same time she was very excited. There would be an unbreakable connection between her and Xianxiao, and there would be a strong sense of belonging in her heart. She was Xianxiao's and Xianxiao belonged to her alone. It was a private property marked with his name. Then the two of them entered the tattoo studio. At this time the tattoo artist said to the two of them, "Please sit down." Moreover, tattooing each other's names on each other's body is like exchanging rings. I don't know if you feel this way, it's very sweet. Under the soft light, Muqiqi stole a glance at Xianxiao. Did Xiaoxiao feel that way too? Was he happy? Soon the tattoo artist had finished drawing the tattoo. Then she made a pattern for Muqiqi according to Xianxiao's request. Because it was just a delicate English letter, no one could understand the meaning behind it. If Muqiqi didn't want others to see it, she could just wear a slightly bigger earring to cover it up. It was very convenient. Still, she did not intend to cover it up since she had already gotten it. Because others might not know, but she knew very well that it was Xianxia's English name. Following that, the tattooist disinfected and applied the needle. For them, a small picture like this could be done in less than 10 minutes. Muqiqi did not dare to look at her earlobe and could only look at Xianxiao's body. In no time at all, exquisite letters were tattooed on her earlobe. A few small letters appeared on the edge of her earlobe in a regular pattern. It was really beautiful. That way you'll have one more distinct mark than Mu Tongxue. She wouldn't be able to imitate you. She didn't have to worry that others wouldn't be able to tell them apart. It turned out that Xianxiao had kept her dream in his heart. No matter what, he could tell Muqiqi apart. Because Muqiqi had answered his question before. A person's smell and breathing pattern could not be replicated. But to make Muqiqi feel at ease, he immediately brought Muqiqi to get a tattoo. Then Xianxiao unbuttoned his shirt and lay down on the chair, looking very unbridled and lazy. Even the tattoo artist was amazed. A man like Xianxiao could easily get any kind of woman he wanted. However, his taste seemed to lean towards the younger ones. The one below your collarbone will be slightly bigger. It will look better this way. It won't hurt, Muqiqi quickly said to Xianxiao. Xianxiao looked at her earlobe. He was not just satisfied. He really wanted to kiss this little thing's pink earlobe. But since it was not the right place, he closed his eyes and let the tattoo artist leave Muqiqi's name on his collarbone. Men are usually afraid of being tied down, especially men like your boyfriend. It's obvious that he really cares about you. The tattoo artist whispered into Muqiqi's ear. Cherish him. I wish you all the best. Muqiqi's face turned red. But she held Xianxiao's warm hand all the way. Although they tried their best to hide their relationship, it was not a capital offense if someone found out about it occasionally. In 10 minutes, Xianxiao's body now bore another person's name. To Muqiqi, Xianxiao might have carved her name on his body, but to Xianxiao, Muqiqi's name had long since been carved into his heart and bones. After the tattoo was done, Xianxiao asked the tattoo artist to keep the information a secret. Then he left the quiet courtyard with Muqiqi and was ready to return to the small mansion. However, when they reached a place where there was no one else, Xianxiao suddenly stopped his sports car. What's wrong? Xiaoxiao? Xianxiao hugged Muqiqi. Then he licked her red earlobe. Muqiqi felt her whole body trembling. She felt weak. How sensitive. Xianxiao smiled playfully. Then he let go of Muqiqi and continued driving. Muqiqi blushed. She could not help scolding him. You are so naughty. You always tease me. You don't like it? Xianxiao asked Muqiqi. Of course I like it. It's the only way Xiaoxiao treats me. Muqiqi was unfortunate after she left the Mu family. She had almost no family on her side except for Su Zipei. But at the same time, Muqiqi was lucky. If she did not leave the Mu family, she would not have been able to save Xianxiao and fall in love with him. If Muqiqi had to start over, she would rather endure the pain of being slandered again. She just wanted to meet Xiaoxiao. How lucky she was that the person she liked her too. When they reached the small mansion, Xianxiao said to Muqiqi, "Let's go." The tattoo, I know how to explain it to Aunt Zipei. Muqiqi replied. Good girl. Muqiqi, who had changed her appearance, mustered the courage to enter the house. She smiled confidently when she saw Su Zipei's surprised expression. I'm home, Aunt Zipei. Su Zipei looked at Muqiqi from head to toe. She could not help but sigh when she saw how beautiful Muqiqi was. Titi, you've really grown up. You've become beautiful. Do I look good? Of course. But your earlobes. It's a tattoo, Aunt Zipei. I had a dream that Mu Tongxue was pretending to be me and did something illegal. The police found me and arrested me. I was very sad, but no one could tell us apart. So, I told Brother Xiao about it and he brought me to get a tattoo. He said that Mu Tongxue and I would be more obvious this way. What does it mean? Su Zipei was studying the meaning of the letters. It doesn't mean anything. The tattoo artist asked me to choose a pattern. I thought it looked good, so I chose it. I don't know what it means. Muqiqi said naturally. Su Zipei nodded in agreement. It's good. But, will the school give you trouble? No one would find out if I let my earlobes down. Moreover, I'm going to graduate soon. It won't be a problem. Muqiqi explained. Su Zipei did not say anything else. She was very satisfied with Muqiqi's attitude. Chapter 65. Mu Qiqi successfully hid the origin of the tattoo. She went back to her room and lay down on the bed in satisfaction. To her, every day she spent with Xianxia was like burning herself. Because she did not know when bad news and blows would come one after another. She had neither status nor background, and her family was hostile to Xianxia. Moreover, Xianxia was her benefactor. With so many factors, she did not know how far she could go with Xianxia. But just as she had told Xianxia before, as long as Xianxia did not give up on her, she would not give up on him even if her head was bleeding. It did not matter if others looked down on her or humiliated her. She was prepared to sacrifice everything for this relationship. To her, she had to give everything she had. But to Xianxia, he did not just want to give up his heart. He would advance step by step, plot and lay all the foundations for Mu Qiqi so that she would not have to go through more hardships. As a man, planning for the future was something he had to consider, no matter what kind of situation he was in. He would never let go of what he wanted. Looking at the tattoo in the mirror, Xianxia put on a shirt to cover Mu Qiqi's name because Mama Xing had been knocking on the door for a while. Xianxia got up and opened the door. Mama Xing was holding a key in her hand. She said, "The house is ready. It's a villa with a view of the sea. When are you going to move in?" "After the new year." Xianxia replied. "That's right. There are a lot of family gatherings during the new year. It's not convenient for you to be out alone." "Xianxia, you won't disappoint me, will you?" "When have I ever disappointed you?" Xianxia asked Mama Xing in return. He had always been swift and decisive in business and had created a legend of invincibility. Of course, he knew that Mama Xing was referring to disappointment, but he was just playing dumb. "Among you and your brother, the family has the highest expectations for you. You know what I mean." Since he was the crown prince, he was naturally the center of attention. But Xianxia did things his own way and never cared about anyone. "Mom, I'm sleepy." Xianxia used his trump card. "All right. Rest." Mama Xing left the key and turned to leave his room. Xianxia could devote a lot of energy to the Xing family's diamond empire, but he was destined to disappoint his family when it came to his personal life and feelings. Looking at the key that Mama Xing had given him, Xianxia put it in the drawer. He planned to let Jingyun stay there because he wanted to create some human presence in the house so that Mama Xing would think that he was staying there. He had also prepared the key to the detached villa near Xingting University. When the time came, he would let Mu Qiqi go in and see how to decorate it. Previously, he wanted to bring Mu Qiqi to pick one, but it was too eye-catching. So he had already asked someone to look for this villa. It was extremely secretive. The next day, Mu Qiqi went to school. Since her image had changed overnight, it was only natural that she would receive the attention of all the teachers and students. Such a Mu Qiqi was confident and dazzling. When Qian saw her, she couldn't believe it. "OMG, is this still my desk mate? Qiqi, I don't even recognize you anymore." "Does it look good?" Mu Qiqi smiled. "Compared to White Lotus Mu from class 5, you're so much more dazzling, okay? I don't like obedient girls. I'm super satisfied. Who did this for you?" "I'm going to ask him too." Mu Qiqi looked at her exaggerated expression and couldn't help but say, "I'm not going to tell you." "Hey, what's on your earlobe?" Qian reached out and moved Mu Qiqi's hair away. When she saw the tattoo, she quickly covered her mouth. "Qiqi, you've become naughty. You actually got a tattoo." "It's to distinguish Mu Tongxue." Mu Qiqi said faintly and signaled Qian to keep quiet. "But it's obviously a person's name. Hurry up and tell me. Who did you tattoo?" Qian knew what her youngest daughter was thinking. She knew that Mu Qiqi wouldn't simply tattoo a name on her ear. "That, the person you had a crush on in your diary?" Mu Qiqi nodded as if admitting it. "So romantic. I want to go too." Qian hugged Mu Qiqi and played with her. Then she covered Mu Qiqi's tattoo. "Qiqi, I know that you do everything secretly and don't want others to know. But I'm not someone else. I'm your good friend Qian. Mu Tongxue can't be your good little sister, but I can be your good big sister. Do you understand? You can come to me if you need me." "I know, Qian." Mu Qiqi was very touched. Qian really told her everything. However, she didn't hide it from Qian on purpose. She just hoped that when the time was right they would meet again. On the other hand, Mu Qiqi's appearance today had become a hot topic in the school. After all, everyone knew about her and Mu Tongxue. The two sisters were fighting each other, neither willing to let the other go. Still, judging from the current situation, Mu Qiqi definitely had the upper hand in every aspect. Whether it was her grades or the recognition of others. Mu Tongxue had been exposed several times in a row. That was why she was like a street rat in the school. Even though she was transferred to class 5, there were only 1 or 2 girls who could get close to her. Especially when she saw how dazzling Mu Qiqi was now, Mu Tongxue could only do the work that Papa Mu arranged for her to numb her nerves. Because she didn't want to fall behind Mu Qiqi. She would be the person in charge of Mu Group in the future. But what about Mu Qiqi? He was just a sponsor. She had no background. There was no future for her in the future. However, Mu Tongshue's grades dropped even more when the final exam results of the semester were released. It would be difficult for her to get into Xingting University. Mu Tongxue was very worried about that. Mama Mu couldn't help but think of her previous idea. She wanted to change the grades of the 2 sisters after the college entrance exam. She didn't think it was necessary before. But now she felt that she had to prepare for it as soon as possible. After all, there was not much time left after the new year. Speaking of the new year, the semester was coming to an end. But Mu Qiqi thought that Xiao would be busier during this period. Moreover, there were so many people in the Xing family. They would definitely celebrate the new year together. That meant that she could only spend the new year with her aunt. Xiao wouldn't be able to leave, would he? That night, the 2 of them went on a date as usual when Su Zipei was asleep. However, Xiao didn't bring her to the revolving restaurant or other places that she was familiar with. Instead, they went to the new villa area. When the sports car drove into an unfamiliar place near Xingting University, Mu Qiqi suddenly realized something. Xiao, this is Xingting University's campus. Chapter 66. Mu Qiqi's heart was beating wildly. She was not mentally prepared for that. She felt that all of this was just an extravagant hope. She did not even dare to think that she could still live with him. Seeing that Mu Qiqi was speechless, Xianxia stopped the car in front of the villa and asked her, "What's wrong? Are you unwilling?" Mu Qiqi pushed the door open and got out of the car. When she saw the huge floor-to-ceiling glass, she was very excited. "How could I not be willing? I'm just too willing. That's why I'm afraid. I'm afraid that everything will disappear from my eyes in the end." Xiao. Xiao put his arm around her and opened the door with her. "Don't be afraid. Just do your best." Mu Qiqi was led by Xiao into the new home he had prepared for her. She felt as if her entire body was floating in the clouds when she saw the warm furnishings. It was so unreal. Then Mu Qiqi was brought to the 2nd floor. When he pushed open the door to the master bedroom, Mu Qiqi's cheeks were burning, and she did not dare to look at him directly. "From now on we'll sleep here." After saying that, Mu Qiqi did not dare to look up. He lifted her chin and asked, "Are you shy?" Mu Qiqi nodded, not daring to look into his eyes. Xiao leaned over and kissed her. Then he carried her horizontally and placed her on the soft bed. Mu Qiqi felt as if her heart was about to jump out of her throat, but Xiao simply sat on the edge of the bed and told her, "I'm just letting you test if the bed is soft. You're teasing me again." Mu Qiqi glared at him, but there was nothing she could do about the demon. Xiao caressed Mu Qiqi's earlobe with his long fingers. "Go take a look at your cloakroom and study. Let me know if there's anything you want to change. I'll have Jing Yun prepare it." Mu Qiqi looked at him solemnly when she heard the name Jing Yun. "Assistant Jing, do you know about us? Do you think you can hide from him?" Xiao smiled wickedly. "Don't worry. It's not his place to meddle in my private affairs. So you don't have to worry that our relationship will be leaked. But you have to tell me when you're willing to admit our relationship to the public." Mu Qiqi was very uneasy and panicked. "You dragged me into hell, so you have to be responsible for me." At that, Mu Qiqi reached out and hugged him. "I can do anything for you." Xiao smiled and patted her head. "Just sleep here tonight. I'll send you back tomorrow morning." Mu Qiqi did a double take. Could it be that Xiao wanted to? "What are you thinking? Little rascal?" Xiao smiled mockingly and got up from the bed. "Take a shower by yourself. I'm going to the study for a video call. There's something I need to deal with in the United States." "Then, where are you going to sleep? Where do you think I should sleep?" Xiao asked seductively beside Mu Qiqi's ear. Mu Qiqi's body softened, But she did not have time to think because Xianxia had already stood up and walked towards the study. What about her? After a nice shower, Muqiqi did not dare to think too much. She was afraid, but she would not stop him if he really wanted to. After all, she would do anything for the one she loved. So Muqiqi took a shower in the bathroom. But she did not put on her clothes and simply wrapped herself in a bathrobe and lay down on the bed. She was very nervous and her mind was running wild. She was afraid that Xianxia would think that she was not simple and would think of ways to seduce him. But her feelings were really complicated. But she waited for Xianxia for about 3 hours. She almost fell asleep in a daze and only heard the sound of Xianxia returning to his room. Xianxia looked at the little one on the bed. He saw her exposed arms and the clothes beside her, and knew that she was not wearing them. He really did not know how the little one could be so bold. After washing up in the bathroom, Xianxia dressed neatly and returned to the bedroom, and quietly lay down beside Muqiqi. Muqiqi was so frightened that she wanted to turn over, but Xianxia held her down. Don't move. Or I don't know what I'll do. Xiao. Xianxia raised his head and looked at Muqiqi. He caressed her earlobe with his finger and said softly, I want you but not now. At least when you go to university you will no longer be a little thing. Don't be easily coaxed by men. Even though I'm the only man you could have in this life. With that, Xianxia kissed Muqiqi's forehead and lay back down. Sleep. You have to wake up at 5. How could Muqiqi fall asleep under such circumstances? In her new home with Xianxia lying beside her, Muqiqi felt that her life had been turned upside down by Xianxia. She felt that she could never go back to the right track. That night Muqiqi was very careful and nervous. She was a little disappointed. So she could not sleep until Xianxia woke up in the wee hours of the morning. To be precise, he did not fall asleep either. You keep tossing and turning. It seems that you really want me to do something to you. Having said that, Xianxia sat up and hugged Muqiqi in his arms, letting her lean against his strong chest. Xiao, if I didn't pester you, have you thought about what kind of partner you would find? Muqiqi asked. Not interested. Xianxia answered decisively. It's not like I haven't seen other men changing their women 3 times a day. But that has nothing to do with me. You don't like those. I don't like others touching my things. That's why I don't like touching what others have touched. Xianxia explained to Muqiqi very seriously. Muqiqi, I'm not a stickler for rules and I don't like to follow them either. That's why I prefer to play with taboos like you. Muqiqi listened quietly in Xianxia's arms, because she had a feeling that Xianxia liked to describe her as bad. But in fact he was very attentive and considerate of others' feelings, even when they were in a bad situation. Unable to hold back, Muqiqi kissed the back of Xianxia's hand. I'll follow you with big strides. Xianxia hugged Muqiqi. He knew that she was naked under the blanket, but he did not put his thoughts into action for Muqiqi's sake. Because he did not want to become truly despicable. The two of them leaned against each other and soon fell asleep. In their new home, the two of them slept in each other's arms. At 5 in the morning, Xianxia woke Muqiqi up punctually and sent her back to the little mansion. On the way, Muqiqi could not help asking, Xiao, is the Xing family very busy for New Year? Very busy. Xianxia answered. Danian, are you unable to come out of the Xing family? Why? Do you want to see me? Or do you want to be like last night? Chapter 67. You evil little thing. Xianxia sneered. Then he stopped the car near the villa. Just stay at home. I will come back to find my heart. What do you mean? You took my heart. Who else can I ask for it if I don't ask for it? Then he kissed Muqiqi's lips. Muqiqi laughed. It was so sweet. Then she pushed the door open and went home. Although she felt sorry for her aunt, she felt that she had gone crazy. Soon the school announced that it was a holiday. However, Muqiqi did not have the life to take a holiday. She had spent the whole holiday studying so that she could become stronger. She wanted to improve herself in all aspects. Meanwhile, under Papa Mu's introduction, Mu Tongxue was also meeting some business friends or socialites, starting to interact with them. Of course, it was only a few months before the college entrance examination. Mu Tongxue showed her anxiety. She fainted a few times at home. Mama Mu could not stand it any longer and told Mu Tongxue about her previous plan. Although it's risky, I think your sister is more confident with her results. I've already asked around and all you need to do is pay. After the college entrance exam, your sister's results will be yours. Mu Tongxue nodded. That's right, Mu Tongxue. Mu Tongxue did not say anything. But she nodded to gain her father's trust. Mommy, you are the best to me. Even so, you still have to do your best. If the exchange fails, you can still keep your results. Do you understand? Mu Tongxue knew that very well. Although she wanted to hand in a blank paper and let Mu Qiqi score 0, it was not realistic. Moreover, it would be easy to be discovered. So, Mu Qiqi could only take advantage of it. Recently, your father has brought you to visit many of his friends. Seems that he trusts you more and more. Study hard. In the end, Mu Group will be yours. I understand, Mommy. She would let Mu Qiqi enjoy herself for a few more days. When the results of the college entrance examination were out, she would cry all over again. Mu Qiqi patiently attended all sorts of tutoring sessions, but realized that her aunt seemed to be more willing to spend time on grooming herself in the last few days. Mu Qiqi paid close attention to Su Zipei's every move, and could not help asking her before dinner, "Aunt Zipei, you've changed recently." Su Zipei was stunned. "You saw through me? Aunt, if there's anything you can tell me." Mu Qiqi held Su Zipei's hands and said, "Do you still remember your vice principal?" Su Zipei asked. "So he lives nearby too. I saw him going out several times when I went to buy groceries, so he pursued you?" Mu Qiqi asked excitedly. "I don't know what he sees in me. Maybe I was mistaken. You know, although your uncle was chased out of Jianchuan, I still have a clean break with that scum. Plus you need to take care of me. How could I think about those messy things?" Mu Qiqi thought of their vice principal, a cute uncle in his early 40s. He was a good match for her aunt. In fact, the vice principal had already noticed Su Zipei when she attended Mu Qiqi's parent-teacher conference. Later he was very excited when he found out that she was in the villa area. So he could not help but talk to Su Zipei. After a while, how could Su Zipei not understand what he meant? "Aunt Zipei, if he is really a good person, why can't you agree? Don't sacrifice your life for me." Mu Qiqi held Su Zipei's hands and said, "It's still not appropriate. It's going to be New Year soon. I have to go to Sea City for 2 days to visit your grandparents and sweep their graves. Do you want to go with me?" Actually, Su Zipei just wanted to escape. At her age, she did not want to marry into a rich family. She felt that her current life was more comfortable. "Aunt Zipei, I still have a lot of classes. Don't worry, I will ask old Lin to help me wherever I go." "Don't worry," Mu Qiqi replied. "No, you can take old Lin with you. At most, I won't go out for a few days when you are not home." Su Zipei thought about it and nodded. "It's good that you don't want to go. When your grandparents were still alive, they didn't treat you well. There's no need for you to go and see them. However, I won't be taking Elder Lin away. You can go wherever you want or find your classmates to play. But there's one condition. You must keep in touch with me." "I understand, Aunt Zipei." Mu Qiqi was already an adult. It was not a problem for her to stay at home for a few days. Moreover, old Lin was there. Su Zipei was busy now. So she did not have time to care about Mu Qiqi. All she wanted was to leave for a few days to calm down. So Su Zipei packed her luggage that night. Mu Qiqi was a little disappointed when she remembered that she had never been apart from her aunt. "Aunt Zipei, I really hope that you can be happy." Su Zipei smiled and caressed Mu Qiqi's head. "I will come back before New Year to spend the New Year with you." "Got it, Aunt Zipei." Mu Qiqi sent Su Zipei off and told Xianxia about it. Since Su Zipei was not home, Xianxia went straight to the little mansion to have supper with Mu Qiqi. "What do you want to ask me?" "The vice principal of our school is wooing you. But you think that she is not good enough for him and rejected him." Mu Qiqi told Xianxia. "Xiao, you know the vice principal, don't you? You want him to be your uncle. I just think that when I get married, Aunt Zipei would be all alone." Mu Qiqi said sadly. "I hope that she can find her own place. She is still so young." "Mary?" Xianxia chuckled and pinched Mu Qiqi's chin. "Do you think you can still get married?" "Why can't I?" Mu Qiqi retorted. "You have already slept on the same bed. Who else do you want to marry?" Xianxia asked Mu Qiqi disdainfully. "You're not innocent anymore, Mu Qiqi. Mu Qiqi blushed but did not say anything. Instead she held Xingxiao's hand under the table. I don't want anyone but you, satisfied, Xingxiao told Mu Qiqi. I have a business trip tomorrow. I will be back the day after tomorrow. Chapter 68. As if it was a prank, Xingxiao suddenly approached Mu Qiqi and whispered into her nose, What about tonight? Mu Qiqi did not dare to move and could only answer honestly, It's your home. You can stay wherever you want. I want to sleep in your bed tonight? Then Mu Qiqi quickly pointed at Su Zipei's room. I'll sleep in Aunt Zipei's room. I want you to stay with me? Then Mu Qiqi could not say anything because Xingxiao's kiss was already on her lips. Mu Qiqi was already used to kissing him so intimately. Still, she could not concentrate at home because she was afraid that Su Zipei would come back at any moment. Perhaps sensing her absent-mindedness, Xingxiao released her lips and carried her horizontally on the dining table. Scared? Mu Qiqi was stunned and nervous. I'm afraid that Aunt Zipei would suddenly come back. Guilty conscience. Xingxiao deliberately made Mu Qiqi look straight at him and kissed her again. This time he deliberately swept her lips and tongue so that she did not have the energy to think about anything else. And in just a moment, Mu Qiqi went limp and leaned against Xingxiao's chest. Little rascal, your aunt won't come back. Mu Qiqi hugged Xingxiao's narrow waist tightly, deeply inhaling the faint scent of his body. Xiao, how could I like you so much? Xingxiao took the chance to pick her up and walk step by step to her little room. Mu Qiqi was so nervous that her heart was beating like a drum. She was afraid but at the same time expectant. Soon Xingxiao kicked open the door to Mu Qiqi's room. He had not entered Mu Qiqi's room since the little mansion was given to them. Seeing that her room was filled with books, Xingxiao put Mu Qiqi on the bed and held her hands. Are you looking forward to it? Mu Qiqi blushed and could not help biting her thin lips. Xingxiao chuckled and let go of her. You wish. Mu Qiqi knew that he was teasing her. So she got up and locked the door. Now she would not be afraid even if Su Zipei came back. However, Xingxiao laughed out loud. Little rascal, you don't have the slightest potential to do bad things. My car is down there. Before I met you, I never dared to do such a thing. Mu Qiqi confided in Xingxiao boldly. I won't be kissing and hugging a man so frequently at this age. I won't be teased by him in all sorts of places. Xingxiao sat on the bed, his eyes glinting with a sharp gaze. He was like a sharp eagle staring at his prey. She could only take out her pajamas from the closet and said to him, I'm going to take a shower, go. Xingxiao lay on the small bed and said, I'll leave in a while. Then I won't bother with you anymore. You're too despicable. With that, Mu Qiqi entered the bathroom. Suddenly she remembered the night she was sold. Xingxiao was injured and sat outside waiting. In the end he even called the hotel manager over just to open the door for him. Now that he thought about it, the situation was completely different. Mu Qiqi quickly finished her shower and returned to the bedroom, only to find Xingxiao lying on her bed with his eyes closed. Mu Qiqi smiled knowingly. Just as she was about to cover him with the blanket, he rolled over and pinned Mu Qiqi beneath him, locking her firmly. Sleep, Xiao. I told you you're too young. Xingxiao made his stance clear, but changed his position so that Mu Qiqi could lie more comfortably. It was the first time Xingxiao spent the night in Mu Qiqi's room. For Mu Qiqi it was another kind of shock. He liked this man too much. That was why she was willing to take the risk. In the dark, Xingxiao kissed Mu Qiqi's forehead and her alluring earlobe. The little one had no idea how torturous she was. That was why Xingxiao waited until Mu Qiqi fell asleep and checked the safety of the little mansion before driving away. After all, he was not confident that he would really swallow the little one if he stayed. It was hard to imagine that the great crown prince of Huangyao would have to restrain himself if he wanted a woman. Because he was waiting for the apple to ripen. When the day came when it turned red, he would eat the little one until nothing was left. The next day Mu Qiqi was woken up by her phone ringing. She quickly woke up when she saw that it was her aunt, because she thought that Xingxiao was still in the mansion. But when she saw that the room was empty, Mu Qiqi answered the call. Aunt Qiqi, are you okay being alone at home? Are you scared? Su Zipei, who was in the car, wanted to call Mu Qiqi to make sure she was safe. Don't worry, Aunt. I'm fine. Mu Qiqi quickly answered. Good. Have fun with your classmates today. At the mention of classmates, Mu Qiqi only remembered that she had a date with Xianxia. So she quickly got up and hurried to the place where she had agreed to meet Xianxia. Xianxia panicked. Why are you only here now? I fell asleep. I'm sorry, Xianxia. Mu Qiqi quickly explained and presented breakfast to Xianxia like a treasure. Only then did Xianxia calm down. Get in the car. Let's go to Z City. Why are you going so far? I want to see the person I like. He is studying in Z City. Xianxia explained to Mu Qiqi. Go. We won't make it if we are late. Mu Qiqi did not tell Xianxia where she and Xianxia were going. And Xianxia did not tell Mu Qiqi where he was going. When they arrived in Z City, Xianxia brought Mu Qiqi to the entrance of a private high school. Mu Qiqi looked at Xianxia's expectant face and could not help but smile. So you are in love too? Pfft. We are all adults. Who doesn't have someone they like? Xianxia winked at Mu Qiqi. Then how do you know him? He is my neighbor's child. In Mu Qiqi's heart, Xianxia should like a warm and caring man. But when he walked out of the school with silver hair, Mu Qiqi only saw an arrogant little boy. Zhou Xian. Why did you come to me? The boy walked to Xianxia with a disdainful look. He even smoked a cigarette in front of her. It made Mu Qiqi's impression of him very bad. But it was easy for a rich boy to get a disease as if the whole world revolved around him. It's the holiday. I miss you. Duan Xiao, and snorted and walked in front. He brought Xianxia and Mu Qiqi to the high-class club he was familiar with. Let's play billiards together? Mu Qiqi did not like the noisy environment. Because this place could not withstand Xing Zhao's phone calls. But when she saw Xianxia was so happy she could not leave. Perhaps what she feared had come true. So when Xing Zhao called her, Mu Qiqi was so scared that she hid in the washroom. Xiao. Xing Zhao was a sensitive person. How could the crown prince not know about this kind of occasion? When he heard the music he asked her immediately, "Where are you in the bar?" Mu Qiqi was helpless. She could only tell Xing Zhao what happened today. And when Xing Zhao heard that she was in Z City he immediately asked, "Which club are you in?" Chapter 69. Stay there and don't move. Mu Qiqi hung up the phone and returned to the hall. She could not help but sigh when she saw so many rich young men and ladies squandering their time in the club. Sometimes the world of the rich could be very dangerous. Xianxia seemed to be used to such an environment. It completely changed Mu Qiqi's understanding of Xianxia. Come here, Qiqi. I haven't introduced you to each other. Xianxia waved at Mu Qiqi, who was sitting by the window and looking at the scenery. Mu Qiqi did not like this kind of occasion, but she still walked to Xianxia. Xiao, and this is my good friend Mu Qiqi. Qiqi, this is my boyfriend Duan Xiao. Mu Qiqi glanced at him and then looked away. She did not like the kind of boy who deliberately dressed up to make others stay away from him. That was a boy who had not grown up. Duan Xiao held the cue and sneered at Mu Qiqi. Your friend does not know how to play, does she? She is shy. He is a good girl. What is a good girl doing here? Duan Xiao, and glanced at Mu Qiqi contemptuously. Qiqi does not like this place. So I will play with you for a while. Then we will leave. Xianxia knew that her friend was cautious, but she did not forget to protect her. Xianxia stood up and played basketball with Duan Xiao. Mu Qiqi was bored. Her tattoos and her attire did not make her look like an obedient child. But her eyes showed that she was a newbie. Very soon, a tall figure entered the Dynasty Club and was looking around for something. Perhaps it was because of his demonic aura which coincided with the club, so many men and women whistled at him along the way. At this time Mu Qiqi was lying on the sofa in a daze. Duan Xiao and Xianxia saw Xing Zhao first. I did not expect to see him here. Duan Xiao, and pointed at Xing Zhao with his chin. Who is it? The crown prince of Huang Yao. Duan Xiao said. Xianxia turned around and saw Xing Zhao. She immediately understood why Duan Xiao, and was surprised. After all, she knew how famous this man was in Jianchuan. Mu Qiqi did not see Xing Zhao until he walked in front of her. He grabbed her collar and lifted her up. When Xianxia saw that, she immediately walked over and defended her friend. What are you doing? Muqiqi was surprised to see Xianxia. She quickly said to Xianxia, it's okay. You can play. Xianxia was too lazy to care about Xianxia. But to prevent the little one from being brought to such an occasion again, he did not forget to warn her. Don't let me know that you bring her to such a place again. It's very safe here, like a wolf or a tiger. After saying that, Xianxia grabbed Muqiqi and left. Muqiqi quickly resisted. Xiao, let me tell Xianxia. After all, she brought me out to play today. Xianxia let go so that Muqiqi's feet touched the ground. Muqiqi took a deep breath and said, 1 minute. Then she returned to Xianxia and looked at her widened eyes. Xianxia, when are you leaving? Give me a call. We'll meet up again. Xianxia could not help but grab Muqiqi. He could not believe it. Is the crown prince yours? Boyfriend? Muqiqi answered helplessly. She did not expect to introduce Xiao under such circumstances. Xianxia's eyes widened. She was shocked to death by Muqiqi. All right. You go first. We'll talk about this later. Okay. I'll call you later. Then Muqiqi obediently returned to Xingzhao's side. The two of them left the club together. Xianxia watched them leave. He could not believe it. Am I hallucinating? Isn't Muqiqi secretly in love with someone in school? Damn, he managed to get the crown prince. This ability is really not just for show. I've underestimated your friend. Duan Xiao, and could not help but sigh. I say, Muqiqi has changed so much recently. She even has White Lotus Mu under her feet. With the crown prince supporting her, who should she be afraid of? Qian suddenly felt very happy. White Lotus Mu probably would not have expected that Muqiqi had such a powerful backer. Moreover, even if White Lotus Mu got married in the future, she would be suppressed by Muqiqi. After all, Muqiqi had seduced the best girl in Jianchuan. This is great. Muqiqi did not know that Qian was secretly enjoying herself. She just followed behind Xingzhao obediently. She did not dare to make a sound. You're so arrogant just because I'm not here for a day? Muqiqi felt a little guilty. She quickly changed the topic. Aren't you on a business trip? I'm on a business trip. It's a production base 20 kilometers away from City Z. Xingzhao glanced at Muqiqi, who was looking down at the ground. I'm having fun. Xiao. Before Muqiqi could explain, Xingzhao dragged her into the sports car. He made her sit on his lap and pressed her against the steering wheel. Then he scolded her harshly. Muqiqi's red lips were swollen. She looked aggrieved. I didn't know Qian would bring me here. From now on, you are not allowed to come here unless I bring you. Xingzhao ordered domineeringly. You are such a delicious little thing. There are many people out there who would covet you. Xiao. Muqiqi could not help kissing Xingzhao's thin lips again. He could not control herself at all. Since they were out of Jianchuan, she could not help but want to be a little more presumptuous. She did not want to suppress and control herself. Xingzhao held her waist and kissed her earlobe. He only stopped when his breath changed. He hugged Muqiqi tightly. Muqiqi wanted to move, but Xingzhao did not let go. Don't move. Do you want me to do you in the car? Muqiqi was obedient. He did not move at all. After a while, Xingzhao said to Muqiqi, don't go to that place again at night. Go back to Jianchuan. I wouldn't dare to do that with you here. Muqiqi muttered. And you appeared without telling me. I still have to explain to Qian. I don't care about others. I only care about your safety. Xingzhao bit Muqiqi's earlobe hard. I'll let you remember. What about you? I'll be done here at 10. I'll come and pick you up then. We'll go back together. Xingzhao arranged. I got it. I'll wait for you. Xingzhao nodded in satisfaction. He asked Muqiqi to wait in a safe cafe until Qian called her. Qiqi, where are you? I'm in the cafe outside the club. I'll come to you now. Qian was filled with curiosity. She did not expect that Xingzhao and Muqiqi, the two enemies who had nothing to do with each other, would actually be in a relationship with each other. Chapter 70. When they arrived at the cafe, Qian found Muqiqi's seat and sat opposite her. Tell me honestly. What's going on? Mu Qiqi put down the porcelain cup in her hand and explained. It's like what you see. I'm with Xianxia. You're just a high school student. Qian was in disbelief. How do you know the crown prince of Huangyao? I saved him when I was chased out of the house, Mu Qiqi explained softly. All right. It doesn't matter how you two got to this stage. What's important is that you are Xingzhao's girlfriend now. If White Lotus Mu bullies you, you can hit her back, okay? What's there to be afraid of when you have such a strong backing? Qian, it's not convenient for us to make our relationship public yet. Mu Qiqi told Qian since it was one of her worries. Qian smiled and took a sip of her tea. Of course I know. We're both in secret. But don't you feel good, Qiqi? The Mu family thinks that you're suffering outside. Who would know that you're the crown prince's consort? If Mu Tongxue bothers you again, just give her a tight slap. Don't you think I'm messing around? Mu Qiqi asked Qian worriedly. After all, Xiao is 8 years older than me, and the Mu family and the Xing family are business enemies. Why do you care about what others think? Are you going to leave the crown prince if they don't like you? What's the point? Most importantly, you two should be happy and enjoy your relationship. You should know that your partner is the dream lover of every woman in Jianchuan. What's there to be discontented about? Qian's words were very important to Mu Qiqi. After all, she knew that there were very few people who could accept and support her being together with Xiao. She would feel more secure with her friend's support. Tell me, how far are you two now? Qian asked Mu Qiqi nosily. We're going to live together after university. That's exciting. Have you kissed him? See hot. What does my hot body have to do with you? Xingzhao's magnetic voice wafted from behind them. Qian turned awkwardly and waved at him. Hello, Crown Prince. Let's go home. Xingzhao glanced at Qian and pulled Mu Qiqi up from the table. He warned Qian, don't bring her to such occasions in the future. Qian made an okay gesture, completely ignoring Xingzhao. Qian. I'm going. My chauffeur is downstairs. You guys go ahead. Qian waved at Mu Qiqi. Mu Qiqi followed behind Xingzhao obediently like an obedient wife. Qian giggled when she saw that. Mu Qiqi was like a rabbit in the mouth of a big bad wolf, and could be devoured at any moment. You're still in the mood to have fun here, Xingzhao said sternly as soon as he got into the car. Mu Qian Mu, Qian Mu, Qianxi, Qian on. Qian Xing with Shan Mu Qian, Qian Mu. When Mu Qiqi heard that, she suddenly felt as if someone was strangling her throat. She couldn't breathe. Her uncle did not just know that she was taken away by Xingzhao. It was because that scumbag had sold her and thought that she had been violated by someone else. What do we do now? I've already sent Jingyun to intercept them. Xingzhao answered Mu Qiqi as he drove. Seeing her pale face, he asked, Are you scared? No. Mu Qiqi said stubbornly. In fact, she was afraid that her relationship with Xingzhao would be exposed. If that happened, she would not be able to stay by Xingzhao's side forever. She was very greedy for the life with Xingzhao now. Nothing will happen as long as I'm here, Xingzhao comforted her. Mu Qiqi did not know how she got back to Beijing. She was worried that her uncle would look for Mu Tongxue. Xingzhao seemed to have noticed her worry. He stopped teasing her and answered her seriously, Jingyun has sent more people. It's impossible for him to get in touch with the Mu family. I'm not afraid of him. I'm afraid that he will affect me staying by your side. Mu Qiqi suddenly said to Xingzhao, feeling wronged. When they arrived at the small villa, Xingzhao parked the car in front of the villa. Then he pinched Mu Qiqi's chin and told her seriously, No one can affect you staying by my side. Mu Qiqi's eyes were filled with tears. But she did not let them fall. I'm not afraid of losing anything now. I'm just afraid of not having you by my side. Just as Mu Qiqi finished her words, Xingzhao grabbed her waist and pulled her onto his lap. Then he pressed her against the steering wheel and punished her harshly. Mu Qiqi could not breathe under Xingzhao's deep kiss. When she regained consciousness, Xingzhao had already carried her out of the car and entered the villa. Of course, they could only be so presumptuous when Su Zipei was not around. They kissed from the door to the bedroom as if there was no one else around. Mu Qiqi breathed in big mouthfuls of fresh air. Her mind was completely occupied by Xingzhao's name. That night Xingzhao did not leave. He hugged Mu Qiqi and fell asleep, waiting for her to wake up in the morning. The next morning Xianxia called Jing Yun. Have you found him? There's no news yet, young master. We're strengthening the investigation. You must find him before he goes to the Mu family. If we had dealt with him before, he wouldn't be a problem now. Xingzhao's voice was cold. The existence of this uncle had left a huge shadow in Mu Qiqi's heart. He should not have shown mercy to that scumbag then. Yes, young master. Mu Qiqi heard Xingzhao's call. She sat up and hugged Xingzhao from behind. Xiao, pack up. Your aunt will be back in the morning. Xingzhao told her directly. Sasha, you should go. I know what to do with my aunt. Mu Qiqi rubbed her head against Xingzhao's back. Xingzhao turned and put his arm around Mu Qiqi's neck, pulling her closer to him. I, Xingzhao, never liked to be secretive, he told her. But for you, little one, I've tasted what it's like to be secretive. Are you regretting it? Mu Qiqi asked tentatively, looking into Xingzhao's eyes. How exciting. Xingzhao snorted coldly. I won't be merciful when I find your uncle. Don't interfere with how I deal with him. Chapter 71. After Xingzhao left, Mu Qiqi quickly got out of bed and tidied up the room, afraid that Su Zipei would notice that a man had been in the room. Fortunately, Su Zipei's mind was focused on that scumbag when she got home. She did not even notice if a man had been lying on the big bed in Mu Qiqi's room. When I went to visit your grandparents' graves, I heard that your scumbag uncle had appeared in your hometown not long ago. He's probably hiding somewhere in Jianchuan now. Su Zipei was really worried. If that scumbag went to the Mu family and let them know that Mu Qiqi was sponsored by Xingzhao, the Mu family would never allow Mu Qiqi to stay in the small mansion no matter what. That scumbag likes gambling. I could ask his old friends. They might know where he is. It's too dangerous. So, Brother Jing has already sent Assistant Jing to investigate. Mu Qiqi comforted Su Zipei. I don't want to see you being bullied by him again. But, Aunt, if we find that scumbag, would you consider getting a divorce? Mu Qiqi asked Su Zipei. After all, she knew that the vice principal of Eton was keeping an eye on Su Zipei. It was not because of his background but because she hoped that her aunt could find a home for the rest of her life, or at least not with that scumbag uncle. Su Zipei looked at Mu Qiqi and said nothing. After a long while she nodded. I do have to get a divorce. But I'm not doing it so I can remarry. Aunt, anything is fine as long as you are happy. But not that scumbag. Let's find him first. I'll ask his friends. Su Zipei insisted. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. I'm just making a few calls. That was more like it. That was why Mu Qiqi did not stop her. In fact, that scumbag had secretly returned to Jianchuan, but he could not resist the urge to continue gambling. However, after entering the casino with great difficulty, he would lose all of his earnings very quickly. Now that he could not blackmail Su Zipei and Mu Qiqi, he could only turn his attention to the Mu family. Still, the Mu family was well aware of his gambling habit and would not answer his calls, much less meet him in private. Because of this scumbag had been observing the surroundings of the Mu family's villa for several days. But every time he could only see the Mu family's car coming out of the villa. He never saw anyone from the Mu family. Seeing that he didn't even have enough money to eat, this man decided to stop the Mu family's car to blackmail them. Even a poor relative was still a relative. Wouldn't they give him some face? That was why he had been standing guard outside the Mu family's villa, watching the Mu family's cars coming in and out. When he finally saw Mu Tongxue and Mama Mu leaving, he fearlessly stepped forward, causing the driver to brake abruptly and startling the mother and daughter in the car. The driver hurriedly got out of the car, only to see the scumbag roll a few times and grab onto the car door. Sister-in-law, I'm here to see you, sister-in-law. Neither Mama Mu nor Mu Tongxue recognized the man at once, and had the chauffeur send him away. What kind of relatives are you talking about? Look at you, do you look like our madam's brother-in-law? Mama Mu looked at the man a few more times. She had already recognized him, but she did not want to admit that she knew this man. Mu Tongxue, on the other hand, reached out to open the door. Swear. Mommy, that really is my uncle. That beggar is only here to ask for money. Why are you getting out of the car? Mama Mu held Mu Tongshua's hand. Still, Mu Tongxue wanted to know where her uncle had sold Mu Qiqi. She wanted to know the secrets that no one would know and to get hold of Mu Qiqi's weakness. But that was when Jing Yun's men found their target and quickly went up to him, holding him up while telling the Mu family's chauffeur, "This man owes you money. He must be trying to blackmail you. We're looking for him too, trash." The Mu family's chauffeur cursed and returned to his car, leaving the house with Mu Tongxue and Mu Tongxue, completely unaware of the secret he had missed. Soon Jing Yun brought the man to his and Su Zipei's house, and waited for Xianxia to deal with him. When Xianxia learned about it, he gave Su Zipei a call. When Su Zipei learned that the man had been captured, she brought the divorce papers to their old house. When she saw that the scumbag was unrepentant, she promptly put the papers in front of him. "I've suffered a lot from you over the years. I had thought that I could endure it for the rest of my life, but I really didn't expect that you would sell Mu Qiqi for money." The man was surprised to see that Su Zipei had become so beautiful and noble. "Su Zipei, are you seeing someone else? I just want to divorce you." Su Zipei repeated. I won't let you have it easy even if I die." Su Zipei laughed self-deprecatingly. She really never realized that she had been so blind before. "Do you still remember what young Master Xing said when you were chased out of Jianchuan?" Su Zipei asked her husband. "Now that you're back, don't blame me for not reminding you that your limbs might be cut off." The man was left dumbfounded at that. "Young Master Xing knows? Who do you think caught you?" Su Zipei asked him in return. "You still want to go to the Mu family? What do you want to say to the Mu family? You've sold their daughter. Do you think the Mu family will care about you? Let me tell you, the Mu family has prepared a lawyer to catch you. You're lucky that they didn't recognize you today. Why don't you hide far away? Do you want to die?" The man felt a chill down his spine when he heard that. "Then what should I do now?" "Sign the divorce papers. Then I have some money here. You can take it with you, but you must leave Jianchuan immediately." Su Zipei coaxed the man. "This is your only way out now." The man was tied up, but he understood the severity of Su Zipei's words. But when he thought about it, Su Zipei was wearing gold and silver now. She might have already found herself a rich man. If he let Su Zipei go just like that, wouldn't he suffer a great loss? "You'll be free if I leave, right?" The man snorted. He would not let go even if he was tied up. "No way. Unless you give me 1,000,000 yuan, I'll leave immediately." Su Zipei was shaking with anger. She really wanted to cut that bastard down with a knife to protect Mu Qiqi. But Xianxia had told her that if she failed to persuade him, he would do it himself. She had no choice but to tell Xianxia the truth since she could not handle it now. When Xianxia received Su Zipei's call, his eyes flashed with cold flames. "I have my ways to deal with scum." Chapter 72. Then Xianxia asked Jing Yun to prepare a few things, and only drove to the slums when everything was ready. Meanwhile, Su Zipei was still trying to persuade the man, but Xianxia was not that patient. The door was opened and the scumbag was still tied up on the chair. He was a little afraid when he saw Xianxia. "Young Master Xing, how have you been? You're quite bold. You don't even listen to me." Xianxia sat down on a clean chair and leaned against it. "I heard that you want $1,000,000, he said to the scumbag. Xianxia had stood up for Mu Qiqi before, but he was still poking his nose into her business. Wasn't the answer obvious? Xianxia had taken good care of Mu Qiqi and Su Zipei. So the scumbag mustered his courage and said, "Young Master Xing, Mu Qiqi is already with you. Do you think it's too much for me to ask for $1,000,000? To you it's just a drop in the bucket. Please be generous for once." Xianxia nodded. "Since I'm in a good mood today, I'll give you a little. But I don't have $1,000,000, but I can give you $100,000. Do you want it?" The scumbag wanted to bargain when he heard that it was only $100,000, but Xianxia cut him off. "You won't have a single cent if you're greedy." The scumbag knew that Xianxia was not to be trifled with and he just wanted to take the money and leave. It seemed that he had something on Xianxia and he could come back to extort more from him. "All right, 100,000 it is." Then Jing Yun put the $100,000 in front of the scumbag. But before that, Xianxia had a condition. "Sign here and you won't come back to Beijing from now on." "No problem. You're too generous, young Master Xing." And the divorce agreement. Jing Yun put the letter of guarantee in front of the scumbag, and had Su Zipei put the divorce agreement in front of the scumbag and untied him. But the scumbag only had eyes for the cash in front of him, and did not know what the letter of guarantee was. Although he was unwilling to sign the divorce agreement with Su Zipei, he could just deny it when he ran out of money. After signing, the man put the money into his pocket and praised Xianxia. "Thank you, young Master Xing. You're the crown prince after all." Su Zipei watched the arrogant man leave. She did not understand why Xianxia gave the man 100,000 and encouraged him. "Young Master Xing. I'm not the one who paid that 100,000 yuan. What that scumbag signed just now was not a letter of guarantee but an IOU. It clearly stated the interest and the repayment date. As long as he doesn't take out 1 million yuan by tomorrow morning, I don't know what those debt collectors will do. Maybe they'll break his arms and legs?" Xianxia chuckled. He could not hide his excitement in his words. She abruptly understood Xianxiao's intentions. The nose of a debt collector is sharper than that of a private detective. As long as he dares to stay in Jianchuan, he'll either have to pay back the money or give up his life. As for the interest on the loan note, it would only snowball and roll bigger and bigger. At that time, if this scum still dared to appear in Jianchuan, his name would be read backwards. Then don't worry. He won't die. With those words, Xianxia left the house. He knew what he was doing. That's good. I'm just afraid that for me and Mu Qiqi, take his life? I'm a proper businessman, Aunt Zipei. With those words, Xianxia led Su Zipei into the car and drove her back to the little mansion. Now that the scumbag was dealt with and the divorce papers were in hand, the two of them did not have to worry for the time being. Still, Su Zipei felt even more guilty. She felt that she and Mu Qiqi owed Xianxia more and more. Even if Xianxia only wanted Mu Qiqi from start to end, he still wanted her. Mu Qiqi had been worried until the two returned home. She quickly went up to them. "Aunt Zipei, how is it?" "Young Master Xing, it's all settled." Su Zipei told Mu Qiqi. "And the divorce papers?" "It's good." Mu Qiqi reached out and hugged Su Zipei before looking up at Xianxia. Although she did not know how Xianxia did it, she only felt that she was adding to his burden. Xianxia fixed his gaze on Mu Qiqi, his meaning clear. Mu Qiqi quickly let go of Su Zipei and said, "Aunt Zipei, it's good that you're fine. I left in a hurry last night and didn't have time to explain to Xianxian. I'll go look for her now. You should rest at home, go." Su Zipei's mood was very complicated. She held the divorce papers in her hand and needed to organize her thoughts. That was why she did not stop Mu Qiqi. "I'll send you there," Xianxia said. "Thank you, young Master Xing." Su Zipei thanked Mu Qiqi on her behalf and watched them leave the house. Of course, going to look for Xianxian was just a pretense. Xianxia brought Mu Qiqi to their new home. With this secluded place, Xianxia did not have to bring Mu Qiqi to the revolving restaurant anymore. Once they entered the house, Xianxia picked Mu Qiqi up by the waist and put her on the dining table. Then he kissed her fiercely. Mu Qiqi tried her best to respond, wanting to give him her whole heart. But no matter how crazy Xianxia was, he knew the severity of the situation. Before they had that thought, he left Mu Qiqi's lips. "Why, are you still unhappy? I think I'm a burden to you. I don't want to cause trouble for you all day. I want to be useful to you." Mu Qiqi answered Xianxia seriously. "Do you think you're not useful enough for me?" Xianxia sneered. He grabbed her hand and put it on his body. His strong body hid the desire that was about to erupt. Mu Qiqi buried her head in Xianxiao's chest. She could not help but raise her head and feel the man's Adam's apple with the tip of her tongue. Xianxiao immediately pressed her down and spanked her little butt. "Do you want to die?" "Xiao, I can do it. With your current body, you can't endure my demand." After Xianxiao was done, he helped her up and stared at her tearful eyes. "Or, can you go to college with a big belly?" Mu Qiqi did not think too much. She just felt that she did not want to disappoint Xianxiao again. They were in a stalemate for a while. Then Xianxiao carried her down from the dining table. "I'm hungry. I'm going to cook. I want to get used to the life of two people." "Uncle. No, I mean, will that scum really not appear in my life and Aunt's life again?" "No," Xianxiao answered with certainty. Chapter 73. One more question, Xiao. I don't know how to cook. Mu Qiqi looked at Xianxia helplessly. Do you? I'll make a bowl of noodles. Xianxia got up from the sofa, rummaged through the fridge and took out some ingredients. Mu Qiqi watched as Xianxia rolled up his sleeves and busied himself in the kitchen. She obediently stood beside him and helped him. It was as if a god was taking care of a rookie. Xianxia, on the other hand, was full of disdain. Although the noodles he made did not look good, Mu Qiqi still felt that it was enough. Because when the noodles were brought to the table, Xianxia said, "No one dares to let me cook except you, little thing." Mu Qiqi took a bite and spat it out mercilessly. Xianxia immediately crossed his arms and glared at her coldly. "Do you dare to spit it out again?" Mu Qiqi thought about it and got down from her seat. She went to Xianxiao's side and put some noodles in her mouth. She held Xianxiao's handsome face, and before he could react, she had already put the noodles to his lips. Each of them ate half of it. Mu Qiqi's face turned red and she smiled. This way the noodles won't taste bad. Mu Qiqi, you're so naughty. Xianxia enjoyed Mu Qiqi's wholehearted care for him. No matter how bad the noodles tasted, there was a sweetness in his mouth. Isn't it because you taught me by example and taught me well? Xianxia hugged Mu Qiqi and pointed at the noodles in the bowl. Continue like just now. It was just past midnight. Mu Qiqi's uncle came out of the casino and was stopped by 3 men in black. They asked him to return the money. The man was a little confused, but when he saw the axes in their hands, he quickly begged for mercy. "No, gentlemen, I really don't owe you money. I never borrowed money." "And you said you didn't borrow money? Then what is this?" As he spoke, the man took out the IOU he had signed during the day. "It's clearly written here that you have to return 1 million yuan after midnight. If you're late for 1 day, you have to pay 2 million yuan. If you don't have money to pay the debt, you have to use your limbs to pay the debt." "What? It's in black and white. You signed it yourself. Are you going to deny it?" When the man saw the note, he suddenly thought of the guarantee that Xianxia had asked him to sign. No wonder Xianxia was being so generous. He had set a trap for him to jump into. He borrowed 100,000 yuan, and now he had to pay back 1 million yuan. Seeing the other party's acts, the man was frightened out of his wits. He quickly begged for mercy. "Everyone, I signed a letter of guarantee during the day, not a promissory note. It seems like you don't want to have one hand and one foot now. Let me tell you, as long as you're in Jianchuan, no matter where you are, we can find you. So, don't even think about denying it." Don't, gentlemen, how about this? Tomorrow morning I will return the money to you. You have to allow me to collect. The man quickly appeased several debt collectors. "Tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock we'll wait for you at the door. If you dare to run away, you'll spend the rest of your life in bed." With that, they left with their axes, while Mu Qiqi's uncle's legs turned to jelly. Although he knew that it was a trap, the scumbag knew that it would not benefit him to stay here any longer. He should run away now while he still had money in his pocket. That was why Xianxia received a call from Jing Yun early the next morning. "That scumbag has disappeared from Jianchuan without a trace. He left cleanly. Don't let him come back." With that, Xianxia hung up. After all, he would remove every factor that could threaten Mu Qiqi. Now Su Zipei was free and had gotten the divorce papers. So Mu Qiqi looked at her with a meaningful gaze. "And you can bravely pursue your happiness now. Do you think I still have the mood to fall in love after what happened to that scumbag? I just want you to be successful. I'm not interested in anything else." Su Zipei replied. "Alright, let's take it slow." Mu Qiqi smiled. Although it was close to the new year, Mu Qiqi would stay at home to receive all kinds of training when she did not go out. She did not dare to be negligent at all, because she was even more determined to excel after what happened to her uncle. Only then could she help Xiao as much as possible and not be a burden to him. And Xiao did it. As he said before, Huang Yao would be busier during the new year because they would have to attend all kinds of banquets. Mu Qiqi could even see him on TV sometimes. Of course, she could also see the women standing beside him. They would try to have some physical contact with Xiao without a trace, but Xiao would pretend that he did not see them. Even so, Su Zipei did not know about their relationship. Whenever she saw them on TV, she would tell Mu Qiqi, "That girl is a good match for young Master Sheng. That actress and young Master Sheng are a perfect match." Mu Qiqi could not help pulling a long face. Even so, she couldn't tell Zipei that Xiao was hers and hers alone. And because Xianxia was busier than ever, Mu Qiqi did not have the chance to see him during the New Year's Eve. Although she was busy with classes, she always wanted to text or call Xianxia when she had free time. But she was afraid that she would disturb his work. There had been no news from the Mu family for a long time. Perhaps he had completely forgotten the existence of such a person. But she did not expect that Mu Tongxue was practicing her notes at home every day. Because it would make the exchange of papers more perfect. Mama Mu checked Mu Tongshua's homework every day. She was pleased when she saw that Mu Qiqi's handwriting was gradually becoming like Mu Qiqi's. Shue, bear with it. You won't have to be afraid of your sister after the college entrance examination. Moreover, your father is already choosing a suitable husband for you. When the time comes, if you can marry him, it will be even more perfect. It was as if Mu Tongxue lived every day to be more dazzling than Mu Qiqi. According to the blueprint Mama Mu had laid out for her, she even felt that she had left Mu Qiqi far behind. How could she know that Mu Qiqi already had a crown prince? And the victory that she wanted would probably never come to her in this lifetime. There were many guests at home as the New Year's Eve approached. The uncles especially would inevitably talk about Mu Qiqi's grandmother's death. If Mu Qiqi was still in the Mu family, she would not have been able to endure such scolding. Second brother, is there any news from Mu Qiqi? Papa Mu's younger brother asked. How could I let her have a good life after she killed Mom? She's living a miserable life with her aunt. It's so hard, Papa Mu replied. Good. You only have Tongxue now. You have to train her well and not make any mistakes. As for Mu Qiqi, forget about her. She's a jinx. There was a time when Mu Qiqi had a little hope for the Mu family. But now Mu Qiqi only wanted to be by Xing Zhao's side during the New Year's Eve. She really did not mind giving everything to Xing Zhao, should she take the initiative. Chapter 74. Mu Qiqi wanted to tell Xianxian about it so that she could give her some advice. So they agreed to meet outside. Xianxian saw that Mu Qiqi even had such thoughts. How much love did she have? Or perhaps, it was because of her inferiority deep inside. Qiqi, are you afraid that the crown prince will leave you? Xianxian asked Mu Qiqi directly. You see, I'm living a good life now. But I have nothing except him. Mu Qiqi said helplessly. Are you stupid? Xianxian nudged Mu Qiqi's head. The crown prince hasn't done anything stupid yet. Do you think he's that kind of person? How much does he value you in his heart to fall in love with a half-developed high school student like you? Idiot, you really don't know how lucky you are. I'm just saying. I don't have the guts. Mu Qiqi smiled at Xianxian. I'm actually very scared. Xianxian looked at Mu Qiqi and put an arm around her shoulder. But as your best friend, of course I'll support you. But now is not the right time. How about I give you something? You can use it later? Then Xianxian brought Mu Qiqi to the lingerie section of the luxury store. Mu Qiqi blushed at once. Xianxian. This one. Xianxian pointed at the lace lingerie on the shelf. Then she called the salesperson over. Wrap it up for us. Xianxian, you really bought it. It's for you in college. Xianxian could not help but laugh. Qiqi, women like us rely on being exquisite. Men might not say it, but these will definitely give you extra points. With that, the salesperson wrapped the lingerie up and passed it to Xianxian. Xianxian then put it in Mu Qiqi's hand. Mu Qiqi was a little surprised. Xianxian was getting more and more aggressive. However, when they left, Mu Tongxue, who was trying on shoes, saw them. It was not strange to see them in a luxury store frequented by rich people. But the thing was, Mu Tongxue saw what Mu Qiqi was holding. Mama Mu was still trying on the clothes and did not notice Mu Qiqi and Xianxian. However, Mu Tongxue walked up to them and smiled as she asked the two of them who were waiting for the elevator. Sis, you're holding something from that sexy lingerie store, aren't you? What does that have to do with you? Mu Qiqi asked in return, clutching the bag tightly. Although you're already with a man, you still have to be mindful of your shame. If others see it, they'll think that the daughter of the Mu family is promiscuous and promiscuous. Not only that, but she also turned towards the shoe cabinet and shouted, Mommy, come out. Mama Mu came to them with her coat, and frowned when she saw Mu Tongxue and Mu Qiqi standing together. Mommy, look at the thing in my sister's hand. Mama Mu was an adult after all and naturally knew what Mu Qiqi was holding. Her expression changed and she said to Mu Qiqi, "How old are you? Aren't you shameless enough to buy these things?" Mu Qiqi glared at the mother and daughter and turned to leave with Xianxia, only to be stopped by Mama Mu. "Leave the things here. What would it look like if someone saw you taking them out like that?" Mu Qiqi turned at Mama Mu's words and raised the bag in her hand. "We bought these with our own money. What does it have to do with you, Madam Mu? I'm not a member of the Mu family either, so don't lecture me." Mu Tongxue seized the chance and snatched the bag, taking out the lingerie set and showing it to Mama Mu. "Mommy, look." Qianqian's eyes were ablaze at once, but Mu Qiqi stepped forward and slapped Mu Tongshue's face, before snatching the bag and the other items from Mu Tongshue's hands. "Mrs. Mu, control your daughter. Don't do such a shameful thing regardless of the occasion." It was the first time Mama Mu saw Mu Qiqi hitting Mu Tongxue, and she was shaking with rage. "Mu Qiqi, how dare you hit someone? I'll hit Mu Tongxue if she dares to provoke me again. Perhaps you want to blow up Grandma's matter? I'll be there anytime and my lawyer is always free. Just as long as you need it." With those words, Mu Qiqi turned and left with Qianxian, leaving Mama Mu screaming behind them. But that had nothing to do with her. Qianxian could feel that there was a deep misunderstanding between Mu Qiqi and the Mu family. And Mu Tongxue was the culprit. "Qiqi, I'm fine." Mu Qiqi shook her head to show that she did not mind. Moreover, slapping Mu Tongxue was a good deal no matter how one looked at it. It was supposed to be our little secret, but now Mu Tongxue is disgusting. Qianqian took the bag from Mu Qiqi's hand and threw it into the trash can. "I was just teasing you at first and didn't really want you to use this to seduce the crown prince. I didn't expect such a huge misunderstanding. With Mu Tongxue stirring things up, I always have a motive no matter what I do. I'm used to it. And why did you throw it away? It's quite nice. Qiqi, it's not just this time. In the future you have to fight back as hard as you can every single time. Some people are not worth wasting your breath on." Mu Qiqi knew that she had long since given up on communicating with the Mu family. Whenever Mu Tongxue provoked her, she would retaliate in any way she pleased. "Let's go. It's a pity that I wasted your kindness, although I don't need it now." "That's nothing." Qianqian winked at Mu Qiqi. "It's worth it to buy a slap." Behind them, Mama Mu called Su Zipei's phone with Mu Tongxue. "Mu Qiqi is buying all sorts of lingerie in the mall. Is that what you taught her? Seducing men at such a young age? Zipei, I've really underestimated you. What nonsense are you talking about?" Su Zipei was really annoyed by the Mu family's calls every other day. "I saw it with my own eyes. Mu Qiqi and her classmates were buying sexy lingerie in the mall." Su Zipei couldn't help snickering in disbelief. "In your heart, everything Mu Qiqi does is wrong. She has the freedom to buy whatever she wants. Moreover, Mrs. Mu, Mu Qiqi is not under your control now. Don't change your number to call me again. We really don't want anything to do with the Mu family." But she hit Shui. Of course. Mu Tongxue deserves it. Chapter 75. But since Mama Mu saw it, Mu Qiqi told Su Zipei the truth when she got home. "Aunt Zipei, I bumped into the Mu family when I was shopping with Qianqian just now. I've already received a call." Su Zipei said calmly. She did not find it strange at all. Mu Qiqi was already an adult. Why couldn't she wear the clothes she liked? "Qiqi, whatever you do is wrong in the eyes of the Mu family. So you don't have to care about them. And don't you think I did something I shouldn't have? Wearing nice lingerie? Is it wrong?" Su Zipei could not understand. Girls would always want to try all sorts of things when they reach 18, and Mu Qiqi happened to be at that age. That was why she could understand how a girl would want to be attractive at that age. "And thank you for believing in me unconditionally." Mu Qiqi felt very guilty about it. It's just a set of lingerie, but the Mu family is making a big deal out of it. Who knows what kind of tricks they would come up with in the future when you become more successful than Mu Tongxue. Su Zipei hugged Mu Qiqi. "It's fine as long as you have a clear conscience." Mu Qiqi nodded. She went back to her room and lay on her bed, thinking tiredly. She could not disappoint her aunt, which was why she worked even harder in her studies. She would give everything she had to learn, and she could not give up on anything except Xingxiao. With Qianqian's consolation, Mu Qiqi believed that she should trust Xianxia more and give herself more confidence. Of course, slapping Mu Tongxue occasionally was an important part of adjusting Mu Qiqi's mood. With that in mind, Mu Qiqi fell into a deep sleep. She woke up the next day and went shopping with Su Zipei. However, Mu Qiqi noticed a middle-aged man in a coat glancing in Su Zipei's direction from time to time. Mu Qiqi nudged her aunt's elbow and asked, "Isn't that our vice principal? I remember his surname is Liu. Do you really not like him?" "Don't worry, kid." Su Zipei was busy and ignored Mu Qiqi. Mu Qiqi smiled. Her intuition told her that the vice principal was a good person. On New Year's Eve, Mu Qiqi and Su Zipei stayed at home. Although there were only the two of them in the huge mansion, Mu Qiqi still lit the stove and sat with Su Zipei in front of it, drinking some wine. Because of her worries, Su Zipei soon got drunk and went back to her room to rest. Now Mu Qiqi was left alone in the living room humming a love song. At 11:30, Mu Qiqi's phone rang. Knowing that it was Xianxia, she immediately rushed out of the door. Xianxia had obviously come out from the banquet. He was wearing a suit and a bow tie. But no matter what, he would always remember that there was a little one waiting for him at home for the new year. So he brought Mu Qiqi to the seaside. Although the sea breeze was strong, Mu Qiqi sat on him and the two of them were wrapped tightly together. Just wait for the 12 o'clock bell to ring and beautiful fireworks will bloom everywhere in the sky. Xiao, I hope that time can pass faster so that I can grow up immediately. There were many couples around and most of them were hugging each other. The atmosphere was very romantic. Then Xianxia suddenly said to her, "I'll grant you a wish. Can I promise you anything?" Mu Qiqi looked up and asked Xianxia. "Yes." "Then, tell everyone around that I'm your girlfriend." Mu Qiqi made a wish. It was dark anyway and no one would know her. Xianxia received the wish and let go of Mu Qiqi. With a playful smile, he walked to a rock by the beach and stood on a high place. He said to everyone, "Hey, everyone here, that's my girlfriend. She said that she wants all of you to know that we are in a relationship." Xianxiao's voice was loud and magnetic. Mu Qiqi was shocked. She quickly walked to him and threw herself into his arms. "Xiaxia, you are for real. What if you get recognized?" Xianxia hugged Mu Qiqi and stood on the rock together, letting the sea breeze blow. "Do you think anyone standing here will pay attention to you?" Mu Qiqi looked around. She blushed when she saw that there were couples kissing around. Xianxia chuckled and hugged Mu Qiqi tighter. He even pinched her chin. "Let's join the big group too." Being with Xianxia was presumptuous and arrogant. At the same time it was flamboyant. Mu Qiqi slowly let go of her fear. She could also feel the fragrance of red wine in Xianxiao's mouth. It intoxicated her. Then Xianxia took out the key from his pocket and handed it to Mu Qiqi. "New Year's gift, this." Mu Qiqi reached out to take it. "The key to our house. Our key." Now the only thing left was for the mistress to enter the house. There was less than half a year left. Mu Qiqi held the key in her palm. Because it represented her life from now on. Then Mu Qiqi told Xianxia about what happened in the mall yesterday. After Xianxia heard it, he smiled teasingly. "I won't touch you even if you have a sexy body. Don't regret it when it's time." Mu Qiqi buried her head in Xianxiao's arms. Surrounded by the ocean, they happily celebrated the new year together. Soon the third year of high school started. Old Lin returned to the small mansion and drove Mu Qiqi to school. When she arrived at Eton, Mu Qiqi saw Mu Tongxue, who was even more arrogant. But no matter how arrogant she was, she still got slapped in the mall. In fact, Mu Qiqi did not know that Mu Tongshue's arrogance was because she was scheming against Mu Qiqi's college entrance examination results. Now she was practicing Mu Qiqi's notes. It was already 70% similar. She just had to wait for Mu Qiqi to do well in her exams. After all, the better the results, the happier she would be. Of course, Mu Qiqi could not see Mu Tongshue's despicable nature. She even coveted her college entrance examination results. Still, she did not have time to care about Mu Tongxue now. She was too busy as a student representative. She had even less time after school. She had to worry about Su Zipei's life and date Xiao. As for Xianxia, he would move out of the Xing family after the new year. He kept his promise and moved to the place Mama Xing had arranged for him. Of course, Jingyun would move with him. Although he preferred to be alone. "Young master, When are you moving to Xingting University? Before the college entrance examination in July. Xianxia said. So we can only live together for the next few months. Chapter 76. In the last 4 months, Muqiqi focused all her attention on her college entrance examination. She was always in the top 5 in every mock exam. Her results were enough for her to get into any university in the country. Mu Tongshue's results were better than the average students. But compared to Muqiqi, she was only in the top 30 in the country. Although she was not convinced, no matter how hard Mu Tongxue tried, she could never surpass Muqiqi's overall results. It was because Muqiqi was really good at science subjects. She would never deduct points if she could get full marks in the subject. The school had high hopes for Muqiqi. Muqiqi never slacked off because she wanted to achieve the goal Xianxia set for her. She wanted to get into the best major in Xingting University. Although she was busy with her studies, Muqiqi and Xianxia never stopped dating at night. Especially after Xianxia moved, he would sometimes accompany Muqiqi through the night. He would only send Muqiqi back to the small mansion the next day. And Jingyun was the best protection between the two of them. Mama Sheng would sometimes attack the mansion. And Xianxia would go home immediately with a call from Jingyun. The vice principal of Eton had looked for Su Zipei a few times. But he could not find anything. Su Zipei seemed to be very stubborn in this aspect. Or maybe it was because Muqiqi did not take the college entrance examination. He could not stop worrying. Because of that, Muqiqi felt that the burden on her shoulders was heavier. Because she was not only carrying the hope of her life, but also her aunt's future. Now there were only 10 days left before the college entrance examination. That night, Muqiqi and Xianxia stayed in their new home. Xianxia hugged Muqiqi and urged her to study. But Muqiqi was not in the mood. Because she could feel Xianxiao's warmth on her back. Xianxia saw that she was not paying attention. She was still reading the same page after 10 minutes. So he let go of her and went to the bedroom. Go back to the bedroom and sleep when you are done reading. I won't wait for anyone. In the past few months they had gotten used to lying on the same bed. Although it was torturous every time. Muqiqi hurriedly concentrated and maintained her concentration. She made sure that she read the information over and over again a few times before tiptoeing into the bedroom. There was no light in the room for her, but there was a man lying on the bed. Muqiqi approached the big bed, intending to check if he was asleep. However, he suddenly reached out to grab her with his long arm and pressed her under his body. This time he was wearing a black nightgown. Due to his intense movements, the nightgown had long been disheveled, revealing a large portion of his back and long legs. Muqiqi's heart raced and she began to stutter. What's wrong? 10 more days. With that, Xianxia leaned down and bit her neck. Muqiqi almost screamed, but Xianxia had already let go of her. What a little thing. Muqiqi puffed out her chest. I'm not young anymore. Xianxia clenched his fist and frowned in disdain. Not small. As if struck by lightning, Muqiqi froze on the bed. Then Xianxia took off her top and hugged her smooth body. Then, as if he was playing a prank, he left his mark on her body. Muqiqi had never been treated like this before. She felt that Xianxia seemed to have gone crazy that night. Then Xianxia used his long fingers to take off her trousers. Then he hugged her body and turned them over, wrapping them under the blanket. Then, there was no then. Under the blanket, Muqiqi did not dare to move at all. She let Xianxia hug her tightly, their bodies pressed against each other. Their skin, their breath, and their temperature all fused together at that moment. It made Muqiqi's head spin and she felt extremely dizzy. Is it Xiaoxiao's woman now? Perhaps because he felt her body stiffen, Xianxia suddenly opened his eyes and revealed a playful smile. He looked at Muqiqi intently. Haven't you seen everything already? When did I? That day at the clinic you took off my trousers. You still don't admit it? But I had no choice. Muqiqi quickly tried to defend herself. You have to take responsibility even if you had no choice. After saying that, Xianxia adjusted himself to a comfortable position so that Muqiqi could sleep comfortably in his arms. There are still 10 days before the college entrance examination. So, I'll let you taste the sweetness. Muqiqi suddenly smiled. Was Xiao sacrificing himself to urge her to study? Xiao, you don't have to do this. I will study hard too. I know. Xiao answered Mu Qiqi in the dark. Because he could feel Mu Qiqi's expression all the time. She looked like she wanted to eat him up. If that was not love, then what was it? In the long night, Xiao suddenly reached out and touched Mu Qiqi's back to check if there were any gaps in the blanket. Mu Qiqi saw that he did not even open his eyes. She knew that it was his subconscious action. Her eyes instantly turned red. Actually, because they were going on a date at the small mansion, they could only sleep for a short 4 to 5 hours a day. Mu Qiqi had to return to the small mansion before Su Zipei woke up. Xiao did not have to wake up so early. But because he had to send Mu Qiqi home, he unknowingly developed the habit of sleeping early and waking up early. But what was Mu Tongxue doing at the moment? Mama Mu had already worked hard on the invigilator. She had also successfully contacted the teacher who was in charge of compiling the exam papers. She met the teacher in private and very considerately gave him a check for $3 million. She could get $3 million by swapping the papers of the two sisters. It was a big risk, but it was worth the risk. Mama Mu had arranged everything. Mu Tongxue needed Mu Qiqi's excellent results. That way both mother and daughter would have a high status in the Mu family. Moreover, Mu Qiqi was sponsored by someone. So what if she did worse? Mama Mu did not think that it was Mu Qiqi's life at all. She only thought that it was the fastest way to achieve her goal. Mu Tongxue had practiced Mu Qiqi's handwriting in private. She had already gotten the hang of it. With Mama Mu's help, Mu Tongxue had reason to believe that Mu Qiqi's results would be hers. There was no escaping it. Of course, she didn't know that this exchange would cause the status of the two of them to undergo an earth-shattering change. At least, Xiao could not tolerate her. There was a 3-day holiday before the exams. Mu Qiqi bid farewell to her classmates in those 3 days. She held a graduation party and took pictures with her classmates. You're tuning in to the Zhou Xian's Legacy YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.